Chapter 586, Possession 1. Ha! The Blood Moon Elder was slightly dazed. After returning to his senses, he hurriedly waved his hands and said, "Holy lady, I don't like women." "You don't like women?" Yi Qingtang was stunned, and she could not help but size up the Blood Moon Elder with a subtle expression. "No, no, no." The Blood Moon Elder felt his scalp tingle from Yi Qingtang's stare, and frantically shook his head. "That's not what I mean. I just don't lust after women." Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder speechlessly, and pinched her glabella. Was he mistaken about something? As the Blood Moon Elder looked at the enchantingly beautiful Ouyang Qian, he was filled with grief and indignation. Before entering the mystic realm, the Holy Lady told him that she would bestow him a big present initially. The Blood Moon Elder was filled with expectation for this so-called big present, and assumed that it would be an elixir that she refined. However, never would he expect that the supposed big present was actually a woman. What would he need a woman for? What he needed were elixirs. Elixirs? He is a man. After she heard the conversation between Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder, Ouyang Qian's expression changed drastically. She stared at the Blood Moon Elder in disbelief with horror in her eyes before looking at Yi Qingtang. You actually want to let such a hideous-looking man engage in that illicit act with me?" Pfft. The Blood Moon Elder shot a look at Ouyang Qian. Shameless. To think that he was once so honorable, as an elder of the Blood Moon sect 1,000 years ago. How would he want such a woman like Ouyang Qian? Before waiting for Yi Qingtang to say anything, the Blood Moon Elder immediately inched nearer to hear and smiled. "Holy lady, how about you exchange this woman with elixirs? I personally like elixirs more. Look." However, Yi Qingtang shook her head, looked at the Blood Moon Elder, and spoke in a grave tone with sincerity. "The effect of this woman is much better than elixirs." Seeing that his Holy Lady simply did not give him any room for negotiation, the Blood Moon Elder had a sullen expression as he said, "Holy Lady, you may not know, but my waist cannot make it." Yi Qingtang stared blankly at the Blue Moon Elder. Yi Qingtang was actually speechless for a moment. This Blood Moon Elder was overthinking too much. Furthermore, how much did he despise Ouyang Qian exactly? "You should change a body already," Yi Qingtang said helplessly while looking at the Blood Moon Elder. What? The Blood Moon Elder was dumbstruck and in utter disbelief. Yi Qingtang's intention was actually for him to possess this woman's body. Almost right when he realized that, the Blood Moon Elder turned around and wanted to leave without hesitation. Yet, how would he have the chance to leave? Yi Qingtang raised a brow and grabbed the Blood Moon Elder's left shoulder directly, pulling him. "Why? You don't like it?" Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder with a raised brow. At that moment, shock filled the Blood Moon Elder's face while misery flooded his eyes. "Holy lady, I'm a man. 1,000 years ago, he overran the world and could go anywhere he pleased. Many supreme-grade women adored him. Yet he was to be a woman now. If others knew about this, wouldn't they laugh their heads off? He simply could not do it. You've been a man for 1,000 years. What's so bad about being a woman occasionally?" Yi Qingtang spoke meaningfully with a sincere expression. At that very instant, Ouyang Qian's face was already ash-white. Chapter 587, Possession 2. She finally understood what Yi Qingtang meant by needing her body. She actually wanted to let someone possess her body. Ouyang Qian clenched her teeth. She originally wanted to get out of this situation, but she did not have any strength left in her body. "Holy lady, I feel that." The Blood Moon Elder originally wanted to use emotions and reason to persuade Yi Qingtang, but he was cut short by Yi Qingtang halfway. This girl has a superb martial talent and cultivates demonic techniques. Her current skills have already entered the peak of the first heaven of martial chi level 3, and she will break through to the second heaven, and even the third heaven of martial chi level 3 very quickly. If you're willing to possess her, everything she has would become yours. After hearing that, the Blood Moon Elder was suddenly quiet. What Yi Qingtang said indeed attracted him. The peak of the first heaven of martial chi level 3 in addition to superb martial talent. With the support of Yi Qingtang's elixirs, perhaps he would be able to return to his peak once again. Surpassing his peak might not be impossible, but The Blood Moon Elder was still a little bothered. After all, he was to suddenly become a woman without any mental preparation. No buts. Yi Qingtang waved a hand and cut his sentence short. We are in the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka right now. Even I barely have the ability to protect myself. Have you ever thought of whether you can leave this place alive based on your skills? The Blood Moon Elder's expression changed. If Yi Qingtang had not knocked him unconscious at that temple previously, his ending would definitely be extremely tragic as well. Yi Qingtang shook her head at the Blood Moon Elder and sighed. Forget it. I see that you do not wish to do this as well, so I will not force you anymore. You can't fancy the skills of a cultivator at the peak of the first heaven of martial chi level 3, with peerless demonic techniques anyways. I'm afraid that you don't even care when you die in the mystic realm. Since that's the case, why would I convince you? Whatever. Forget it. You can leave. After saying that, Yi Qingtang saw that the Blood Moon Elder was still standing at the same spot, and said rather impatiently, "Leave quickly." The Blood Moon Elder's heart was shaken. Almost in the next second, his face was full of smiles. "Holy Lady, I think that what you said is logical, and of course, I will listen to your arrangements. So be it if it was a woman. It was still better than dying in this hell of Avicenaraka. The Blood Moon Elder did not wish to die in this mystic realm. Chapter 588, Possession 3. Oh! The Blood Moon Elder laughed coldly. What you're saying doesn't seem to be false. However, from now on, I am the young, whatever it's called, of the 9 Knights Dynasty's Ouyang clan, and will completely replace you. Ouyang Qian was appalled as she retreated backward in a struggle. Nonetheless, her entire body was weak, and there was no way of resisting. However, the Blood Moon Elder would not let Ouyang Qian escape either. In just 15 minutes, the Blood Moon Elder's body collapsed on the ground while Ouyang Qian rose slowly. The horror on that stunning face had completely disappeared, and what replaced it was an evil smile. Holy Lady, the Ouyang Qian, who stood up, smiled at Yi Qingtang immediately. Very good. Yi Qingtang was extremely satisfied as she stared at the unrivaled beauty that was the Blood Moon Elder. This appearance was much more pleasing to the eye than Zhou Chu's face. The Blood Moon Elder waved his right arm immediately, and black smoke floated in his palms, turning Zhou Chu's body to dust. It's not bad. This body is indeed full of power. The Blood Moon Elder flashed his teeth. Although he was initially resistant, he was relieved when he thought that he could still possess an even stronger male body in the future. Miss Ouyang. As the Blood Moon Elder was familiarizing with his new body, a male in white suddenly barged in. This man in white was the Yuehua sect disciple from that day who adored Ouyang Qian, and even hated Yi Qingtang to the core because of that. When the Yuehua sect disciple saw a disheveled Ouyang Qian in a rather messy situation, his face changed immediately, and he looked at Yi Qingtang insidiously. What are you doing here? Ouyang Qian said coldly and stared at the Yuehua sect disciple. Miss Ouyang, I heard some strange noises here just now. I seem to have heard your voice, and I was worried, so I came over to take a look. As the Yuehua sect disciple looked at Ouyang Qian, his manner softened immediately while his tone became gentler as well. Yi Qingtang stood aside, calm and unruffled. A seeming laugh hung on her lips as she looked at that Yuehua sect disciple. She remembered that this Yuehua sect disciple seemed to be interested in Ouyang Qian. Miss Ouyang, you don't have to worry about anything with me here. If this person dares to bully you, I will definitely tear him into pieces. The Yuehua sect disciple declared coldly as he looked at Ouyang Qian. Ouyang Qian's mouth twitched unconsciously. Glaring at the Yuehua sect disciple with a frown, she shouted, "Get lost!" The Yuehua sect disciple was shocked and thought he heard wrong. Didn't you hear that? As a sect disciple, you don't even have the slightest ability to make discerning judgments. And you even dared to interrupt Miss Ouyang and me. Yi Qingtang suddenly took a step forward and snickered coldly. You. The Yuehua sect disciple's expression changed and darkened. You what you? Quickly get lost. Ouyang Qian came forward immediately and kicked that Yuehua sect disciple out. Outside the tent, the Yuehua sect disciple was sorrowful as he looked at the cold Ouyang Qian. Qian, You promised me before that if I devote myself wholly to you. A shudder ran through the Blood Moon Elder's body immediately. To hell with devoting myself wholly to you. Chapter 589. Femme Fatale 1. Forget it. The Blood Moon Elder turned around and returned to the tent. After being chided by someone he adored, the Yuehua sect disciple paled instantly. All his previous anger was gone as he left dejectedly, without knowing exactly what happened. As Yi Qingtang watched the Yuehua sect disciple leave, she subsequently turned around and looked at the Blood Moon Elder with a smile. The feeling of being doted on by a man should be pretty good, isn't it? Helplessness filled the Blood Moon Elder. Yi Qingtang walked towards the Blood Moon Elder. She did not joke around anymore, and instead informed the Blood Moon Elder everything about Ouyang Qian. The Ouyang family clan of Nine Knights Dynasty was the #1 family clan in Nine Knights Dynasty, and it was not weaker than the super sections. The Ouyang clan had very strong powers and heritage, and it could even compete with the Falling Sky Valley of the Nine Knights Dynasty. Currently, the Blood Moon Elder had possessed Ouyang Qian's body, and this was equivalent to replacing Ouyang Qian. Eventually, he had to return to the Ouyang Qian in the future. Thus, he had to know everything about the Ouyang clan. Otherwise, there was a high possibility that he would be exposed. As for Ouyang Qian's background, Yi Qingtang already knew everything clearly from when she interacted with her in her previous life. Ouyang Qian was the daughter that family master Ouyang doted on and spoiled the most. Now that the Blood Moon Elder replaced Ouyang Qian, it would be of great help to Yi Qingtang in the future. After ensuring that the Blood Moon Elder completely remembered everything she said, she finally let him leave. Before he left, Yi Qingtang specially reminded the Blood Moon Elder to return to Ouyang Qian's residence to prevent further suspicion. I hope that we can leave the hell of Avicenaraka alive. After the Blood Moon Elder left, Yi Qingtang sighed softly. The hell of Avicenaraka was too dangerous, and one could die in it if just a tad careless. If that was really the case, whatever she did would all be pointless. Yi Qingtang did not sleep a wink that night. Sitting cross-legged on the ground, she entered a state of meditation and consolidated her cultivation skills. Currently, Yi Qingtang's martial cultivation level had already reached the peak of the third heaven of martial qi level 2, and was only a half step away from entering martial qi level 3. Although the hell of Avicenaraka was extremely dangerous, it was very beneficial to raising the skills of cultivators. From ancient times to now, the more dangerous a place was, the better it was at stimulating the potential of cultivators. Naturally, the speed of cultivation here could not be compared to that in the external world. Moreover, danger coexisted with crises. The more dangerous a place was, the more destinies there would be. There were definitely many destinies in the hell of Avicenaraka. However, it was unknown who could gain it, or even leave this place alive after gaining it. The night was silent. At twilight, the first faint streaks of dawn appeared in the sky. As day broke, a burst of scoldings could be heard outside the tents. Yi Qingtang slowly opened her eyes, rose, and walked out in great strides. Feng Song and the rest were already there. After seeing Yi Qingtang, that Yuehua sect disciple shouted furiously, and immediately drew out a yellow-grade weapon from his waist. Lin Song, why are you doing this? Feng Song asked with a frown when he saw the Yuehua sect disciple's actions. This bastard actually snatched my women. I must kill him today. The Yuehua sect disciple Lin Song said coldly as he glared at Yi Qingtang furiously. He thought about it for a long time last night, and completely could not accept Ouyang Qian's abrupt change, which happened after Yi Qingtang's appearance. As such, he pushed all of the blame onto Yi Qingtang. Chapter 590. Femme Fatale 2. Yi Qingtang stared at Lin Song and scoffed coldly. Fellow, you don't have the qualifications to compete with me. What did you say? A fierce glint flickered in Lin Song's eyes, and it seemed as though he would behead Yi Qingtang any time. I said that it's you who don't have any abilities. How could Miss Ouyang fancy such trash like you? Yi Qingtang said indifferently. Lin Song's heart boiled with fury, and he clenched his teeth. Bullshit. You have used that illusion stone to bewitch Miss Ouyang. You're just a martial qi level 2 piece of trash. Today, I want you to die an ignominious death. Oh, You can come and try. The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips tugged up slightly and formed into a sinister smile. Lin Song was even more enraged after seeing Yi Qingtang's attitude. He was a dignified Yuehua sect disciple and was at martial qi level 3, yet a martial qi level 2 piece of trash dared to be so arrogant to him. However, before Lin Song could make a move, a beautiful lady in a white dress slowly arrived. A few males from the Ouyang family clan followed behind the girl. Qian. Lin Song's expression changed, and he immediately called Ouyang Qian after seeing her. After hearing this loving call, the Blood Moon Elder who possessed Ouyang Qian's body felt feelings of disgust rile up within him. He frowned and said coldly, "Who allowed you to call me that way? Qian, are you really under the influence of this bastard's illusion stone?" Lin Song gritted his teeth in indignation. "A few days ago, you clearly told me that you have some feelings for me too. But why, yesterday? I already said that you don't have the abilities, but you don't believe me." With a smile, Yi Qingtang walked to the Blood Moon Elder and held onto the Blood Moon Elder's waist with a casual stance. The Blood Moon Elder froze immediately. Without giving Lin Song any time to react, Yi Qingtang caressed Ouyang Qian's delicate face and said gently with a smile, "Qian, do you think that I'm much more powerful than that piece of trash, Lin Song?" The Blood Moon Elder shuddered. Although he knew that his holy lady was a female, Yi Qingtang's disguise skills were really good. No matter how he looked, he could only see a delicately handsome young man. If it were other girls, their hearts would have long been melted should they be treated like this by such a beautiful boy. However, all he wanted now was to die. Obviously, Lin Song could not guess Ouyang Qian's feeling right now, and could only watch the intimate action between Yi Qingtang and Ouyang Qian. Grief and indignation filled him, but he could only contain the fury in his heart and look at Ouyang Qian pressingly. "Qian, this cannot be true." "Humph." Ouyang Qian scoffed coldly. "I'm Ouyang clan's young miss. How would I take a liking to a piece of trash like you? The person I like is naturally this handsome young sir in front of me." The Blood Moon Elder was aggrieved. What sin had he committed exactly? At that instant, the males from Ouyang clan exchanged a look and were slightly surprised. It can't be that young miss is really interested in that pretty boy, can it? This does not seem to be consistent with young miss' personality. No, you must have been deceived by his illusion stone. Lin Song immediately looked at Yi Qingtang. "I want you to die." Then, Lin Song's body moved instantly and charged towards Yi Qingtang rapidly. Noticing the situation, Ouyang Qian immediately waved at the Ouyang clan people. "Beat him to death." Chapter 591. Femme Fatale 3. After they heard their young miss, the expressions of the Ouyang clan men were even stranger. Young Miss Ouyang Qian told them that she fancied that pretty boy's illusion stone. However, that pretty boy did not know what was good for him. That's strange. Young Miss clearly said that she would take that pretty boy's life. Why is it that so suddenly? Could it be that young Miss really fell for that pretty boy? The men from the Ouyang clan were in thought. "Why are you all still in a daze?" Ouyang Qian shouted at them loudly. One of them immediately cupped his fists at Ouyang Qian and replied, "Yes." Afterward, all of them immediately stopped Lin Kong. The scene was a mess in the subsequent hour. Ultimately, Lin Song was beaten up to a pulp by the combined forces of the Ouyang clan men and was flung out. All of the Ouyang clan people were already at martial qi level 3, and although Lin Song was not weak, it was difficult to fight against 4 people by himself, and it was already pretty good that he did not die. Although Feng Song wanted to dissuade them, the Ouyang clan was too powerful, and it was inconvenient for him to cut in. Lin Song was heavily injured, and this small team could only abandon him. After making arrangements for a while, the team continued on their journey. The pressing matter at the moment was to find a sect team. Otherwise, it would be hard to last until the end of the Hell of Avicenaraka just by themselves. This departure lasted another 2 days. 2 days later, everyone arrived at a dessert. "Look," Feng Song pointed forward with an astonished expression. After hearing him, everyone looked in the direction that Feng Song pointed at. There was a majestic palace miles away, which radiated a faint golden ray. "That palace is..." Everyone exchanged a look, but could not form a conclusion. Let's take a look, the Blood Moon Elder said eventually. A magnificent palace appeared in the desert. If it was not a place with a huge destiny, then it would be a land of death. There were as many destinies as dangers. Given the Blood Moon Elder's personality, he would naturally want to find out what it was. Holy, darling Yi, what do you think? The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang with a feigned gentleness and eyes full of gentle tenderness. Can you not call me that? When Yi Qingtang saw Ouyang Qian's gentle eyes, a chill ran down her spine, and disgust rose within her. The Blood Moon Sect Elder. At that instant, the Blood Moon Elder broke down a little internally. It was clearly Holy Lady who warned him repeatedly that night to coordinate with her. He had already thrown his own face away. Yet why did Holy Lady despise him now? Was the gentleness that he mastered after a Herculean effort disregarded by his Holy Lady just like that? Darling Yi. The Blood Moon Elder leaned against Yi Qingtang with a face full of smiles. If you call me this again, I may not be able to hold myself back from beating you to death. Yi Qingtang glared at the flirty Blood Moon Elder with a serious expression. Although Ouyang Qian's external appearance was extremely beautiful, the spirit inside was an old man. Yi Qingtang really could not bear an old man calling her darling Yi so bashfully. What did you say? A certain Ouyang male stepped forward immediately and looked at Yi Qingtang. You should be extremely honored that my young miss called you that. Yi Qingtang stared blankly at the male. If this Ouyang male likes this honor, he can receive it then. What has this got to do with you? Get lost. The Blood Moon Elder shouted coldly. Chapter 592. The Palace 1. The Ouyang clan men were stunned after hearing their young miss words. Young miss, you really like. Before the man could finish his words, the Blood Moon Elder gave him a stare. He had to keep his mouth shut. What's the point of saying all the nonsense when young miss does not care? You are only looking for trouble. Another man of the Ouyang clan smiled and sighed after the first man returned to the crowd. I just feel that based on young miss nature, how would she give her true heart to someone so easily? Maybe she fell for the guy. To be honest, he has quite a good appearance. People of the Ouyang clan all shook their head, but did not seem to suspect anything. Feng Song and the rest walked forward. He stared at Yi Qingtang and said, Brother Yi, Lady Ouyang, do you think we should take a look at the mysterious palace? A majestic palace suddenly appeared out of nowhere in the desert. There were only two possible outcomes. Either there were destinies inside, or it might be the horrifying hell. Feng Song did not dare to make the decision, as it would affect everyone's safety. Oh, listen to him. The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang in a genuine way. Yi Qingtang ignored the loving eyes of the Blood Moon Elder. She frowned and immersed herself in her thoughts. After a short while, Yi Qingtang said, It is more dangerous for us to wander around in the hell of Avicenaraka. The palace can be seen from anywhere within a few kilometers. I guess that there are others from the Nine Knights dynasty and the formidable Heavens dynasty who will go over to the palace since it is so obvious. That's what I think as well. The Blood Moon Elder nodded. The Blood Moon Elder's identity now was the young miss of the Ouyang clan. People of the Ouyang clan could only comply since their young miss agreed. Eventually, Feng Song led the rest towards the mysterious palace. The sandstorm in the desert was huge. Sand was curled up by the typhoon and created a sandstorm. It was extremely difficult to walk under such a storm. One would be curled up into the storm and tore into pieces if he was incautious. It took them a couple of hours to walk just a few kilometers. Under the palace, Feng Song was amazed by the palace in front of him. The palace was very magnificent. Even the super sex infrastructure could not be compared with the palace. The ancient style did not seem to be a product of this century. Ha 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 ha. Suddenly, a burst of crazy laughter came out of the palace. A huge head flew out of the palace the moment the laughter was heard. The head landed in front of Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Everyone's face changed when they saw the head. Even Yi Qingtang's eyes flickered. The head belonged to an elder. From the wound, it seemed to be chopped off by a sharp weapon. However, the elder's face had a strange smile. He is One of the super sect disciples shouted after seeing the head clearly. The great elder of the Yuehua sect. What? Feng Song, and a few others were totally shocked after hearing that. The great elder's martial ability was just below the Yuehua sect master. Yet his head was chopped off by someone at this place. Don't kill me. Why did you do this? Chapter 593. The Palace, 2. Before Yi Qingtang could figure out what was going on, a horrifying voice came out from the mysterious palace. A large amount of blood spurted out of the palace's ground at the same time when the scream was heard. The blood-red color filled everyone's eyes. Whiz! A blood-colored shadow flew out of the palace suddenly. Before Yi Qingtang and the rest could realize what just happened, the shadow landed in front of them. Help! Help me! A weak and desperate voice was heard. The blood-colored shadow that landed in front of them was half of the body of a woman. The woman was pretty, but her black hair was dyed red in the blood. The woman only had the top half of her body. Her face was as pale as a sheet of paper. She dragged her body towards Yi Qingtang and the rest in despair with her hands. As the woman moved inch by inch, sharp blood scars were left on the ground from her broken body. The woman lay flat on the ground after moving a few meters. She died out of breath, and the blood dyed the entire ground under her body red. Feng Song and the rest of the 10 people were shocked. Their faces were pale as they stared at the woman with only half of her body. They had witnessed such a horrifying scene before they even entered the palace. It was totally impossible that the palace offered destinies. It must be a hell. Young miss, I think we should leave this place now. One of the Ouyang clan men had an extremely unpleasant expression. As cultivators, they were not afraid of death in a real fight, but they were scared of death from unknown causes. Feng Song and a few others also had the feeling to escape. They did not want to remain at this place, and definitely did not want to enter the palace. The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang immediately. He did not want to stay at this place anymore, but he needed to wait for Yi Qingtang's command. Leave! Yi Qingtang did not hesitate, and was about to turn and leave. Even the great elder of Yuehua sect died here. No one knew what was waiting for them inside the palace. Once they entered, they would most likely die. However, when everyone was just about to retreat, a thunder-like roar arose in front of them and spread out to their surroundings. A large amount of sand suddenly condensed from the endless desert and became a demonic monster in front of everyone. The demonic monster was formed by sand and was a few hundred meters tall. It was like an evil demon in the desert. Its body covered the sky and the sun, and it was surrounded by a sinister aura. A huge storm was formed from its roar. Its eyes seemed to be able to enchant humans. One stare would result in falling into hell with no return. What the hell? One of the sect disciples cursed after seeing the monster. How could they move around with such a monster blocking their way? This is a demonic monster formed from resentment. The Blood Moon Elder frowned and was deep in thought as he looked towards the demonic monster. The so-called resentment was present in all living creatures. When they were alive, they were buried with huge resentment, and after their death, that resentment might morph into evil spirits. Now, Yi Qingtang had to walk towards the palace, as there was no way to retreat. Chapter 594. The Palace, 3. Though the palace was full of danger, there was at least hope that they could survive. If they did not enter the palace and fought against the demonic monster born from resentment, there was no chance that they would survive. Yi Qingtang estimated that the demonic monster was at least at the 3rd heaven of martial qi level 3. Unless the big figures of the super sects were the ones who took action, others who wanted to fight against it would face the consequence of death. Are you sure that we are going to enter the palace? A sect disciple was still frightened by the scene he saw just now. He was not willing to step into the palace at all. If you're not willing to go in, feel free to stay outside and fight the demonic monster. Yi Qingtang scanned through the person coldly. You. The sect disciple gritted his teeth but sighed eventually. Yi Qingtang's words were very straightforward, but they were true. That sect disciple was not stupid. It was obvious that they would lose even if all of them combined their forces to fight the demonic beast. Based on their current situation, There was no other choice besides entering the mysterious palace that was full of danger. Yi Qingtang dashed into the palace first. Others did not hesitate, and followed her path to enter the unknown palace. Yi Qingtang stopped for a second after entering the palace. She turned over, and looked towards the desert. The huge demonic monster was just staring at them from afar. It did not have the intention to enter the palace. However, Yi Qingtang felt more disturbed. "Who are you?" A roar came from the palace suddenly. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder looked towards the direction where the sound came from. There were around 60 to 70 people standing in the hall of the palace. Besides people from the normal sects, there were powerful people from Yunxiao sect, Lingyun sect, and other super sections. "We are sect disciples," Yi Qingtang replied calmly. The starting of the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka was beyond everyone's expectations. The conflicts between the two dynasties were set aside for now. Leaving the hell of Avicenaraka alive was the key focus for everyone. Any conflicts and resentment could only be present if they were alive. If they were a cluster of bones, nothing would be left. Everyone here understood that. People in the hall sized up Yi Qingtang and the team, but did not say anything. "Im Feng Song, disciple of the Falling Sky Valley. May I know what happened here?" Feng Song stepped forward and asked one super sect disciple. "We're not sure as well. People from different sects were all separated when we entered the mystic realm. We met these people along the way, and we entered the palace when we were walking in the desert to seek for possible treasures. However, the moment we entered, the Yuehua sect master killed his own great elder and a few disciples." The young man was very anxious and disturbed. "Yuehua sect master?" Everyone was shocked when they heard that. They thought that there was a powerful creature in the palace from the bloody scene they witnessed outside. However, the Yuehua sect master was the one who murdered others. The ability of a super sect master too powerful to imagine. If people like him started attacking and killing others, the consequences would be too dreadful to think of. Chapter 595, Save People 1. Where is the Yuehua sect master now? Yi Qingtang felt that something was odd. The two people that died outside the palace were the Yuehua sect elder and disciple. Why would the Yuehua sect master murder them? They are in the second palace. The young man pointed forward and explained. The second palace was separated by a door. The Yuehua sect master entered the mysterious palace first as he thought that there were destinies inside. After checking through the place, and realizing that there was no treasure inside, he then led his sect disciples into the second palace. However, just when they entered, the Yuehua sect master suddenly chopped off the great elder's head and the top half of the body of one of the female disciples. The rest were shocked after seeing this. They totally did not understand why the Yuehua sect master would suddenly be murderous. They had to close the door to the second palace to prevent him from killing others outside. Open the door. Let us out, bastard. Open the door now. Arr! Screams came out of the second palace. People outside could even hear the banging sound on the silver door, as those inside were trying to return to the first palace. Yi Qingtang was slightly astonished. Apparently, besides the Yuehua sect master who was trapped inside the second palace, there were others who did not escape on time. One of the Yunxiao sect elders scorned. "We will get into trouble as well if we open the door. How ridiculous it is." Everyone chose to remain silent though the screams and the banging sounds that were coming out constantly. No one dared to help them. Their abilities could not be compared with the Yuehua sect masters. If they opened the door, they would suffer as well. Yi Qingtang thought for a while, and then walked forward directly. It seemed that she wanted to open the door. Everyone was stunned after seeing this. The Yunxiao sect elder took a leap and landed in front of Yi Qingtang. He shouted angrily, "What do you want?" Yi Qingtang took a glimpse at the Yunxiao sect elder and said coldly, "Of course, I'm trying to save people." "Save people? If you want to die, I will not stop you. However, I will not let you open the door. The Yuehua sect master is crazy now. If he comes out, we will all die as a result of your action." The Yunxiao sect elder sneered. "Guys, there was a demonic monster guarding the palace outside. No one can leave this place alive. Though the door here is made of cold iron, based on the Yuehua sect master's ability, you think the door can trap him? Yi Qingtang did not bother to reply the Yunxiao sect elder. She looked at the rest in the palace and explained. Once the Yuehua sect master kills everyone inside the second palace, he will definitely break through the door. If I open the door now and save one person, we will have another ally. If we fail to save one person, we lose one ally. There are 10 of us here, so why are we still afraid of the Yuehua sect master alone? However, if he kills everyone inside, we will be the ones who lose. Yi Qingtang continued to explain as she saw the silence in the palace. Yi Qingtang's words made everyone think deeply. They had seen too many friends die in front of their eyes since they entered the hell of Avicenaraka. They were only a step away from death in every danger they encountered. Even now, no one dared to promise that they could leave this place alone. Chapter 596 Save People Too. That's right. The Ouyang clan of the Nine Knights dynasty agrees to open the door and save people. The Blood Moon Elder broke the silence. The others of the Ouyang clan also showed their stand. Though their young miss seemed to be obsessed with the pretty boy, the pretty boy's words did make sense. The silver door that was made of black iron would not stop a sect master of a super sect. If they could save one person, there would be one more person fighting alongside them. Soon, some sect disciples looked towards the outside of the palace. A huge monster appeared in everyone's vision a few kilometers away in the desert. We agree to open the door, a few sect disciples said. Even the Yunxiao sect disciples seemed to change their mind. Who dares? The Yunxiao sect elder shouted in rage. However, Yi Qingtang did not even look at the Yunxiao sect elder. She opened the door instantly without leaving any chance for the elder to talk. The intense smell of blood came out of the palace the moment the door was opened. At that moment, people outside then saw the scene clearly. There were bloodstains everywhere in the second palace, and there were broken limbs scattered on the ground. The scene was too horrible to look at. Around 10 men and women were lying beside the door. Their faces were filled with despair. Come out now! Yi Qingtang shouted towards the people who were still in shock. The 10 of them then regained their consciousness and looked towards the direction of the voice. When they saw that the silver door was open, they immediately got up and flew outside. Thank you so much, brother. One of the Yuehua sect disciples looked at Yi Qingtang with gratitude. His cupped fists were trembling slightly. Tsk tisk. A sinister laugh was heard before Yi Qingtang could say anything. An elder in a red robe was seen in the second palace. He was holding a sword, and his whole body was stained with blood. His eyes were filled with craziness, and a sinister laugh came out of his mouth. Yi Qingtang saw the elder during the fight between Xianling sect and Yunxiao sect. He was the Yuehua sect master. Close the door. Yi Qingtang closed the silver door immediately at the same time. What happened exactly? You followed the Yuehua sect master into the second palace together. How come he went crazy inside? A sect warden asked immediately, as the 10 people escaped from the second palace. Sect master. He appeared to be possessed by the demon the moment he entered the second palace. We also don't know what happened. A Yuehua sect disciple recalled, but his face was still full of horror. Boom! A loud sound was heard at the next second. The closed silver door was under attack by the Yuehua sect master. Based on the Yuehua sect master's ability, the silver door would not be enough to trap him. Boom! Boom! The silver door exploded under a sword breath. The elder, who looked like a demon from hell, walked towards the crowd. He held his sword, and the martial aura he emanated was very intense. Only death can set us free. I'm helping you. The Yuehua sect master's face was filled with madness. He walked towards the Blood Moon Elder as he finished his words. The Blood Moon Elder's face changed as he saw the Yuehua sect master walking towards him. Thank you so much, but we don't even know each other. As a young lady, I do not deserve your help. How about helping the rest first? Die! The Yuehua sect master laughed loudly and slashed the giant sword in his hand. Rotten asshole! Furious, the Blood Moon Elder raised his right arm and turned into a ball of demonic air, dodging the Yuehua sect master's attack. Don't be afraid! Yi Qingtang shouted. No matter how powerful the Yuehua sect master is, there is only one of him. But there are over 10 of us. What should we fear? Everyone was shaken by the strangeness of this hall earlier on, especially after seeing that the Yuehua sect master went berserk. Everyone was even more fearful of the unknown, and their thoughts were a little messy at the moment. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, everyone took out their own weapons. They would die if they did not fight, but there was still a possibility of survival if they fought. This brother is right. He only has himself, but we have over 10 people. If we fought with our lives, he is not our opponent. After someone shouted that, everyone charged towards the Yuehua sect master in succession. Previously, they fought independently and lacked unity, and thus were naturally not the Yuehua sect master's opponent. However, they had to come together as one now. Most of the people present were inner sect disciples of super sects, and their skills were at martial chi level 3. There were even some elders and wardens as well. With combined forces, even a super sect master would not be able to ward off their attacks easily. For a moment, the first palace was extremely chaotic. Sword auras slashed across everywhere, and Dharma treasures were used. In less than 15 minutes, the Yuehua sect master was finally subdued by the combined attack. The Yuehua sect master had a frenetic expression at that instant. You all will die. All of you will die here. Even with God's protection, all of you will still die. If you speak any more crap, I'll sew your lips together. The Blood Moon Elder walked forward and slapped the Yuehua sect master. Miss Ouyang, sect master is already subdued. You. A Yuehua sect disciple seemed to be a little uncomfortable after seeing the Blood Moon Elder, slapping the Yuehua sect master loudly. The Blood Moon Elder looked at the person who spoke and scoffed coldly. How about I lock you and your sect master in the second palace for you two to interact? After hearing that, the Yuehua sect disciple felt a shudder run through his spine, and did not dare to utter a word more. After the Yuehua sect master was subdued, everyone decided to proceed further into the palace. The demonic creature outside the palace never left. Even if everyone wanted to retreat from the palace, it was impossible. There was no other choice other than proceeding forward. Very quickly, everyone passed through the huge iron door and arrived at the second palace. This mysterious palace was extremely gigantic. Entering the palace, they felt like a grain of sand falling into an ocean. As Yi Qingtang walked into the second palace, she inspected the place clearly without letting off a single detail. The Yuehua sect master went berserk after entering the second palace. Perhaps what caused the Yuehua sect master to go berserk rested in here. Holy Lady, there is something strange about the smell of this place. The Blood Moon Elder walked to Yi Qingtang and said softly. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly. She felt that it was rather odd as well. This smell is... Yi Qingtang's brows were slightly furrowed. Black heaven water. There was an extremely faint scent in the second palace which would not be easily sensed if not attentive. This sweet scent was extremely similar to that of the black heaven water. Yi Qingtang was in deep thought. In her previous life, apart from knowing that Ning Luo obtained the black heaven water in this mystic realm, she once saw it in the second mainland. Thus she always remembered its smell. However, the smell here seemed to be mixed with some other things. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Before Yi Qingtang could think it through, a crazy laugh suddenly erupted from the crowd. Chapter 598. Illusion 1. As if this laugh was infectious. In just a while, the numerous disciples who escaped from the second palace stood together and drew out their weapons with a crazed expression, similar to the Yuehua sect master previously. Puff. Puff. Without saying anything, those people slaughtered many instantly. Those who were killed were not on their guard, and were thus slain in one strike. In just a moment, blood spouted everywhere, and the intense smell of blood filled the air. Everyone was alarmed to see the blinding patches of blood, and hurriedly pulled a distance away from those 10 or so people. What happened to them? Someone questioned in shock. It's the same as the Yuehua sect master just now. Could it be that these people also went berserk? Everyone looked at those 10 over people astonished. Everyone hold your nose. Don't breathe in the scent here. Yi Qingtang reminded everyone immediately. Although this scent was similar to Black Heaven waters, it was mixed with something different. Yi Qingtang thought that everyone's berserk state was definitely related to the scent in this second palace, and it was highly possible that they lost their minds because of this scent. Moreover, after observing their condition, it seemed that the stronger one's skills were, the faster the scent would take effect. For example, that Yuehua sect master went crazy instantly, while those people trapped with him were not as skilled as the Yuehua sect master, and thus flared up later. Scumbag! The Yunxiao sect elder hollered angrily, and looked at Yi Qingtang. I already said not to open the giant steel door just now. If you had not let them out. Without waiting for him to finish his sentence, Yi Qingtang snickered coldly. If I did not let them out and have an additional 10 or so martial qi level 3 people, do you think we could have subdued the Yuehua sect master? You. The Yunxiao sect elder glared angrily and wanted to speak, but was stopped by Yi Qingtang. If not for me, all of you would have been slain by the Yuehua sect master. As Yi Qingtang said that, those people charged towards the crowd with chortles. The scene fell into chaos once again. Originally, these 10 or so people were nothing to be fearful of, but an increasing number of super sect disciples went crazy after breathing in the strange smell, and joined the camp of those people. This is bad, Yi Qingtang frowned deeply. If this continued, everyone would probably die here. Leave. After ordering the Blood Moon Elder to leave, Yi Qingtang used her primordial qi, which allowed her to boost her speed to the maximum as she ran forward. The third palace was 1,000 meters away. Yi Qingtang's the fastest. She opened the huge iron door in the blink of an eye and entered the third palace. There was a giant stone statue of a lady in the third palace. The lady carved out of stone had stunning beauty, and was almost lifelike in appearance. A small gold bottle stood quietly in her hands. That was also where the smell came from it. Black Heaven water. Yi Qingtang's expression changed slightly. Her goal of entering the mystic realm, from the very start, was for the Black Heaven water. But after entering the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka, she no longer had any desire to search for the Black Heaven water. Yet unexpectedly, the Black Heaven water was actually in the hands of a stone statue in the third palace. Yi Qingtang did not rashly retrieve the Black Heaven water at the first moment, but inspected the stone statue before her carefully instead. When Yi Qingtang confirmed that there was no issue with the stone statue, she leaped up and retrieved the Black Heaven water in the stone statue's hand. However, the moment when Yi Qingtang obtained it, her vision suddenly blurred when her eyes swept over the stone statue again. Her mind was in a whirl, and it was as though she did not even have the strength to stand up. Time passed. It seemed like the blink of an eye, yet also like an entire century. Yi Qingtang finally regained strength. But the moment she opened her eyes, Yi Qingtang was stunned, and her eyes suddenly dilated. There was no mysterious palace, nor 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka. At this instant, Yi Qingtang shockingly found out that she was no longer in that strange palace, or even at any corner in the hell of Avicenaraka, but at a stable and prosperous imperial city. Standing rooted to the ground, Yi Qingtang scanned her surroundings with a strange expression. Every place that her eyes landed on felt extremely familiar. A figure suddenly appeared before Yi Qingtang. It was a lady with extraordinary beauty, but at that instant, that lattice face was filled with fluster, and her steps were hurried as though she was escaping. That is me. Shock flashed across Yi Qingtang's eyes as she looked at that frantic lady. That lady clearly had the same exact face as her. Just as Yi Qingtang was shocked, angry cries suddenly traveled to her ears. The heart of the demon god appeared. Capture that woman. As long as we catch her, the heart of the demon god is ours. Yi Qingtang looked in the direction of the voice, and saw a group of people crazily chasing after her. However, the faces of those people were very familiar to Yi Qingtang. This is the Second Mainland's Central Dynasty. Yi Qingtang mumbled as disbelief filled her eyes. Everything here was more than familiar. The memories that she tried hard to forget actually replayed before her eyes again. In her previous life, she came to the Second Mainland by chance 10 years later, and the place she was standing right now was the largest central dynasty of the Second Mainland. The Central Dynasty had one of the most powerful forces in the Second Mainland, and even the super sects on the Second Mainland could not be compared to it. In her previous life, Yi Qingtang entered an academy and continued to cultivate after entering the Second Mainland. However, it was on this day in her previous life when the Sacred Martial Academy, which she entered, discovered her heart of the demon god. Find authorized novels and webnovel faster updates. Better experience, please click for visiting. When her heart of the demon god was discovered, the entire Sacred Martial Academy was deployed to obtain the heart of the demon god in her body. After Yi Qingtang escaped, this news traveled to the ears of the royal family in the Central Dynasty. Thus, it sent many powerful royals to encircle and kill Yi Qingtang. And it was on this day in her previous life where her best friend died at the scene in order to protect her. Could this be my mental demons? Yi Qingtang shook her head. She clearly remembered that she was in the hell of Avicenaraka. However, as the piercing sound rang, Yi Qingtang ran forward without having time to think deeply. Sometime later, Yi Qingtang followed those powerful figures who chased after her life and arrived at a deserted land. Hand the demon god over. Huh. Yi Qingtang, it is a waste for the heart of the demon god to be in your body. Some youngsters scoffed as they looked at the lady who was cornered. Why? Why must you all do this to me? The lattice face was full of despair and panic. They were her senior brothers and sisters who stuck together through life and death in the past. Why would they corner her to this point just for a heart of the demon god? Yi Qingtang, hand the heart of the demon god over. A few elderlies rushed over very quickly. President. The lady was in disbelief as she looked at the Sacred Martial Academy's president, who was once friendly and compassionate. The current president was like a whole other person, no longer the president she knew. Swoosh. At that instant, numerous powerful figures from the royal family of the Central Dynasty stood in the air and towered over the lady. One of them stared at the lady indifferently and scoffed. Yi Qingtang, hand the heart of the demon god to me. Yu Qingqiu. She was in utter disbelief as she looked at that female royal who looked down at her without any emotions. Qingqiu, why? Have you forgotten? I was the one who supported you in stabilizing your position as the princess. If I hand the heart to you, I will die. After hearing that, the female royal sneered scornfully. You're a useless thing who does not have a spirit root. With the heart of the demon god in you, it's only a reckless waste of natural resources. I'm very thankful to you for helping me to ascend to the position as the princess. Since that's the case, you can help me to the end. Hand the heart of the demon god to me. Yi Qingtang suddenly narrowed her eyes as she watched the scene before her. A feeling of depression that had been repressed for a long time seeped out of her chest. In her previous life, after arriving at the Central Mainland, she cultivated in the Sacred Martial Academy. That was where she got acquainted with a genius disciple in the academy, Yu Qingqiu. Yu Qingqiu's identity was actually the illegitimate daughter of the emperor of the Central Royal Family. Back then, Yi Qingtang supported Yu Qingqiu fully, and ultimately helped her to ascend to the position as the eldest princess of the Central Dynasty. Yi Qingtang treated Yu Qingqiu as her close friend, yet she never expected that she wanted to snatch her heart of the demon god today. Clank! A cold glint flickered in Yi Qingtang's eyes. She drew her demonic blood sword out immediately and slashed at Yu Qingqiu. Swoosh! The blood-colored sword's light disappeared after a second as though it slashed in the air. Yu Qingqiu's body was not injured at all, and even more so, this attack did not attract the attention of anyone at all. It was as if they did not sense anything. The savage and arrogant laughter on their face remained. Yi Qingtang was slightly shaken when her sword slashed in the air. The murderous intent in her eyes subsequently faded as she chuckled. This place is indeed my reverse mental demons. All of this is merely my obsession. The scene before her was a memory in the deepest corner of her mind that she could not bear to recall. The current her was only an onlooker and nothing more. Yu Qingqiu. I can understand if people want to snatch my heart of the demon god. But why do Sacred Martial Academy? And you want to kill me as well? Does benefit override everything in this world? The lady was filled with despair. with grief and resentment clearly seen on her face. Yi Qingtang, cut the crap. Hand the heart of the demon god over. We will not take your life. What has your life or death got to do with us? We only want the heart of the demon god. As for your life or death, it will be left to the heavens to decide. Everyone from Sacred Martial Academy had a cold attitude. To them, the heart of the demon god was what they truly wanted. As for Yi Qingtang, she was merely a sacrifice in their struggle for the heart of the demon god. Chapter 601. Mental Demons 1. Before this extraordinary gain, had they ever thought of Yi Qingtang as their companion? The moment those people spoke, a few shadows from far away darted towards them. The leader of the group was donned in a dragon robe. Standing afar, he had an overbearing aura that was so mighty it was as though it could crush everything in the world. The Emperor of Central Dynasty. As the onlooker, Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed as she watched that man who was standing in the air. Central Dynasty and Sacred Martial Academy were her archenemies. One day, she would still head to the Central Dynasty, and at that time, she would definitely erase their names from this world. Hand the heart of the demon god over. The Emperor of the Central Dynasty looked at the lady unsympathetically, as though he was looking at a tiny ant. Currently, the lady was already at a dead end. Ha, Yi Qingtang. I told you to be on your guard against Yu Qingqiu and the Sacred Martial Academy, but you didn't listen. Do you regret it now? However, in this desperate situation, a cold laugh suddenly reverberated throughout the place. Everyone looked at the sky immediately. A giant ape descended from the sky and landed near the lady gradually. His huge frame guarded in front of the lady. Beta Demon Lord of the Demon Clan? Beta Demon Lord, the #1 talent of the ape clan's descendants? Many onlookers discussed after seeing that giant ape. Brother! When Yi Qingtang saw the giant ape who protected the lady behind him, she shivered as the past memories floated to her mind. In her previous life, Yi Qingtang finally became a holy venerate after 300 years. In these 300 years, she had a total of 6 sworn brothers, and this giant ape from the demon clan of the Central Dynasty was one of them. Addressed as Beta Demon Lord by others, he was one of the 10 top talents on this mainland, and held a place on the talent roll. Beta Demon Lord, could it be that you wished to take a share of the loot as well? Yu Qingqiu looked at Beta Demon Lord. Beta Demon Lord scoffed. Yi Qingtang is my sworn younger sister. No matter how heartless I am, I will not attack my own sister. Seeming to hear the meaning behind Beta Demon Lord's words, a royal from the Central Dynasty said, Beta Demon Lord, this has nothing to do with you. It's better not to get into trouble. Your demon clan and we Central Dynasty royals are already on bad terms. Do you still wish to deepen the conflict? Haha. Beta Demon Lord laughed loudly out of a sudden. I, Beta Demon Lord, may be an ape from the demon clan, but I don't represent the demon clan on this mainland. Today's incident is solely my intention, and has nothing to do with the demon clan. As the Beta Demon Lord finished his sentence, his body enlarged instantly, and extended several hundred meters. It was though he was a giant demon that covered the sky. Qingtang, leave. Immediately, the giant ape grabbed Yi Qingtang and sprinted forward. Behind them was the pitch-black Dead Sea, with a turbulent storm in the air above it. The giant ape brought the lady and crossed into the Dead Sea. Everyone present was appalled by the sight. As Yu Qingqiu watched Beta Demon Lord enter the Black Dead Sea, she hollered furiously. Beta Demon Lord, are you crazy? That is the Sea of Death. No matter how powerful you are, you will still be torn into pieces by the turbulent storm once you enter the Dead Sea. Ha ha ha. Beta Demon Lord laughed loudly. Don't you all want my sister's heart of the demon god? Why? Are you all scared of this Dead Sea now? Everyone from the Central Dynasty royals and Sacred Martial Academy watched on angrily, but could not do anything either. While the heart of the demon god was good, if their lives were gone, it was useless no matter how good it was. One would definitely die after entering the Sea of Death, as the turbulent storms could shred everything into pieces. If they chased after him and entered it, wouldn't they be completely churned by that turbulent storm as well? While everyone was unreconciled, they could only watch Beta Demon Lord bring Yi Qingtang away with their eyes wide open. Immediately, Yi Qingtang ignored the Sea of Death and chased after Beta Demon Lord. All of this was merely a part of Yi Qingtang's mental demons. In this space, she was intangible and invisible. Thus, the Sea of Death did not have any effect on her. Everything here was merely an illusion from her memory. Some time later, Yi Qingtang arrived near the bottom of the Sea of Death. At that instant, Beta Demon Lord was already drenched in blood, and all his fur was stained red while the Black Dead Sea was also dyed crimson by his blood. On the other hand, the Yi Qingtang from the previous life was wrapped in a ray of golden light, and was completely isolated from the torrential storm of the Dead Sea. She did not sustain a single injury. Beta Demon Lord's body was hundreds of meters large. So magnificent was it that it seemed like a pillar that supported the sky, astounding everyone. Yet presently, this tall and indomitable frame was a ghastly sight. The turbulent storms in the surrounding had already cut Beta Demon Lord's flesh into pieces, and blood cascaded like raindrops. "Brother!" As the lady saw that the giant ape still stood straight and upright in this deathly situation, tears streamed down her face. "Ha ha ha ha." Beta Demon Lord looked at the sky and laughed, ignoring the blood that spouted out of all the ruptured cuts. "I, Beta Demon Lord, can be considered to have crossed the Sea of Death in this lifetime. From now on, historical records must mention my name." Subsequently, Beta Demon Lord lowered his head and looked at the lady in the golden light. "Qingtang, the golden light on your body is converted from my demon core. Even if you are in this Sea of Death, you can get through a day." With the lady in his hands, the giant ape moved his legs with extreme difficulty. With every step he took in this Sea of Death, a glaring blood print was left below his feet. Each step depleted Beta Demon Lord's vitality continuously. However, Beta Demon Lord seemed to have no fear at all as he walked forward upright. He was very clear that only by sending his sister to a safe land above the Dead Sea would he prevent those people from taking her life. He must not stop. "Brother, let's return. Your body is no longer able to withstand the force of the turbulent storms," the lady said and looked up at the giant ape. However, Beta Demon Lord did not utter a single word and walked several miles in the Sea of Death before arriving at an unknown island. The moment Beta Demon Lord's feet stepped on the island, boom, a loud sound erupted. Beta Demon Lord's huge frame collapsed with a crash. As gushes of blood from his body dyed the ground, his vitality disappeared rapidly. "Brother!" The lady felt a piercing pain in her eyes as she watched the giant ape turn back into a normal human. "Ha! Ha ha!" the ape said between pants. "Qingtang, that year, when we became sworn siblings, I said that I would do my duty as the older brother. Now, I have done it." The lady wept silently as she held on to the pair of furry hands. You have a simple and kind heart. It's a good thing, but also a bad one. In this world, one may know a person's face, but not his heart. From now on, you must not tell anyone about the heart of the demon god in your body." The ape's body quivered, and color slowly drained from his eyes as though he was at the point of death. I hate that I have not saved my father, nor have I become the number one in the demon clan. I am not resigned to this. I hate this so much," the ape muttered. A repressed sound escaped from Beta Demon Lord's blood-stained lips, and his furry hands clutched on Yi Qingtang tightly. Suddenly, all force was lost from his hands, which hung down weakly right after. Brother!" The lady screamed in grief. For 3 whole days, the lady sat beside the ape without consuming anything. With no more tears left to cry, her empty eyes were filled with repression as she looked at the ape beside her. If not for her, how would Beta Demon Lord have died? If not for her. Yi Qingtang stood there for a long time. As she watched herself from her previous life sit in front of Beta Demon Lord, it was as if a huge boulder weighed down on her heart. Even if she knew the scene before her was only an illusion from her previous life, but she once again saw the scene of her brother dying because of her. After a long time, the lady buried Beta Demon Lord there and walked into the forest. Once the lady left, Yi Qingtang walked forward and knelt before Beta Demon Lord's new grave. She swore to herself with a firm expression in her eyes. Brother, in this lifetime, I will definitely protect your safety. Beta Demon Lord was her first sworn brother in her previous lifetime, and died on this unnamed island in order to protect her. His dream was not even accomplished. I, Yi Qingtang, swear to destroy Sacred Martial Academy and Central Dynasty, and to help brother to rescue his father. In this life, I must not let brother have a tragic death. Yi Qingtang obtained a bottle of wine from her space ring. She drank half of the bottle, and subsequently poured the other half in front of the grave. This was the Beta Demon Lord from her previous life, but she was reborn, and time reversed. In this life, Beta Demon Lord was still alive. As Yi Qingtang looked at herself from her past life cultivate painstakingly every day, she did not know what to feel. After Beta Demon Lord had sent her to this island in her previous life, Yi Qingtang lived on this island for half a year, and discovered some secrets of the origins of the Demon Clan and the Central Dynasty royals from the relics on the island. One day when the turbulent storms of the Dead Sea disappeared, Yi Qingtang finally left this place. After leaving the Sea of Death, Yi Qingtang headed to other mainlands and never returned here. These are my mental demons. You wish to make use of my mental demons and trap me in it forever, don't you? Yi Qingtang's eyes were firm. Despite all the twists and turns, her mind was still as resolute. She scoffed. That's looking down on me too much already. Holy lady! Suddenly a vague voice sounded from nowhere. As this voice emerged, the sky shattered into pieces immediately like glass. Once Yi Qingtang opened her eyes, she realized that she had returned to the third palace. At that instant, Yi Qingtang was holding the demonic blood sword and pointed it straight at the Blood Moon Elder. Holy lady, wake up. I'm going to retaliate. The Blood Moon Elder shouted at Yi Qingtang frantically. Previously, the Blood Moon Elder followed Yi Qingtang into the third palace, but he suddenly saw Yi Qingtang, holding onto the demonic blood sword, and slashing towards him instantly, behaving no different from those who had lost their minds. Chapter 604. The Inscrutable Hearts of People, 1. At that instant, Yi Qingtang had already broken free from the screen of her mental demons and regained mental clarity. You want to retaliate? Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder. Holy lady, you're awake? The Blood Moon Elder was slightly stunned when he saw Yi Qingtang speak. Yi Qingtang nodded. I fell into my mental demons earlier, but I have broken free from it already. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, the Blood Moon Elder had a shocked expression. Mental demons? Yi Qingtang looked down at the black heaven water in her hands. There seems to be something wrong with this black heaven water. Yi Qingtang mumbled. The Blood Moon Elder walked forward immediately and looked at the black heaven water. Holy lady, can I have a look? The Blood Moon Elder asked. Yi Qingtang handed the black heaven water to the Blood Moon Elder directly. Currently, Yi Qingtang had already trusted the Blood Moon Elder and was not worried that he would snatch her black heaven water away. After inspecting it for a long time, he covered the mouth of the bottle, and a black mist emerged from his palm subsequently. About a few breaths later, a pitch-black plant about the size of a thumb was sucked out from the mouth of the bottle by the Blood Moon Elder. This is Ghostwood Root. The Blood Moon Elder was surprised, and even Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed. The Ghostwood Root was a plant that grew in lands that were condensed with grievance, and it was bred using grievance. It only formed after 100 years of growth, and this Ghostwood Root, that was about the size of a thumb, required at least 200 years to grow. The Ghostwood Root emitted a faint scent. Once a cultivator breathed it in, they would hallucinate and be trapped in his deepest mental demons. The Ghostwood Root itself is not scary, and the diffusion of its scent is extremely limited, but when it's placed in the black heaven water, the effects are multiplied by at least a few times. Yi Qingtang frowned deeply as she pondered. When they entered the hell of Avicenaraka, everything seemed to be designed by someone. Cultivators like them who entered the hell of Avicenaraka were like chess pieces which were controlled and toyed by someone. What exactly is going on? The Blood Moon Elder was rather anxious. Looking back, it seemed like they were manipulated by an invisible hand throughout, including entering this mysterious palace. Yi Qingtang looked behind her. In the second palace, more than 10 people were in a frenetic state and fighting each other with their lives. A golden flame emerged in Yi Qingtang's palm immediately, burning the ghostwood root into ashes. At the same time, the people in the second palace who were originally killing others suddenly stopped. As the ghostwood root was completely burnt, the bewitching scent no longer persisted, and everyone naturally sobered up. What happened? I seemed to be stuck in an illusion just now. The people in the second palace were very puzzled. Suddenly the Yunxiao sect elder caught sight of Yi Qingtang, who held the Black Heaven water from the corner of his eyes. Black Heaven water. After seeing the Black Heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hands, the Yunxiao sect elder's expression changed immediately. The preciousness of the Black Heaven water was no less than that of the Paragon Dharma treasures on this mainland. Everyone knew that the Black Heaven water could cleanse the spirit root and evolve its physique. It was a rare treasure that could cause the super sex to go crazy over. However, this item was extremely hard to come by, and normal people simply did not even have the chance to see it. Is that the Black Heaven water in your hands? The Yunxiao sect elder flew towards Yi Qingtang immediately and locked his eyes on the item in Yi Qingtang's hands. Chapter 605. The Inscrutable Hearts of People too. So what if it is? Yi Qingtang scoffed. The Yunxiao sect elder never hid his thoughts. He did take a fancy on the Black Heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hand. Fellow, hand the Black Heaven water to me. The Yunxiao sect elder's expression was cold as ice as he stretched a hand out to Yi Qingtang. Hand it to you? Yi Qingtang found it funny. This Black Heaven water is mine. Why must I hand it to you? At this instant, more and more super sex disciples and wardens noticed the Black Heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hands. Divide the Black Heaven water with everyone. That's right. We risked our lives to enter this mysterious palace and almost died in here. How can we let you enjoy this big destiny alone? Black Heaven water. All of us should have a share. It should be divided amongst all of us. Many disciples and wardens shouted angrily. This Black Heaven water was extremely rare. And now that they had seen it, how would they let it go? Yi Qingtang's lips curled, and a cold sneer appeared on her face. As her eyes swept across everyone at the scene, she said, If not for me, all of you would have died in your mental demons. Yet, you all still want me to share this Black Heaven water out equally now? What a joke. We relied on our own abilities and walked out of our mental demons. It has nothing to do with you. You must want to have this Black Heaven water for yourself alone. That's right. Aren't you too selfish? If you don't divide the Black Heaven water out today, don't blame us for being heartless. Yi Qingtang could not help but recall her past life as she looked at the **glow faces in the palace. In her past life, she had seen too many of these scenes because of the heart of the demon god. Today, others forced her to hand the Black Heaven water over. But in her past life, it was to force her to hand the heart of the demon god over. Sure. Yi Qingtang scoffed coldly and directly threw that golden bottle to the Yunxiao sect elder. Currently, the Black Heaven water is no longer with me. If you all want it, ask for it from the Yunxiao sect elder. Yi Qingtang sneered. Yi Qingtang had already expected this situation. Thus, she had already stored the Black Heaven water in her space ring earlier on. As for the golden bottle, she had already changed it into consumable clear water a long time ago. However, the Black Heaven water had been stored in the golden bottle for a long time. And even if it was replaced with clear water, the smell of the Black Heaven water was still extremely strong. Thus, no one would know that Yi Qingtang had already switched it. After everyone saw Yi Qingtang hand the Black Heaven water over to the Yunxiao sect elder, everyone's eyes shifted away from Yi Qingtang and landed on the Yunxiao sect elder. At that moment, the Yunxiao sect elder treated it as a treasure and kept it immediately. Yunxiao sect elder, what is the meaning of this? Do you want to hog the Black Heaven water for yourself? Seeing that the Yunxiao sect elder did not intend to hand the Black Heaven water over, Everyone apart from the Yunxiao sect disciples was infuriated. While the Yunxiao sect disciples were angry as well, they did not dare to speak their minds out. After all, he was an elder from their sect, and they could not say anything. The Yunxiao sect elder sneered. 100 years ago, my Yunxiao sect once had a portion of Black Heaven water, but lost it later on. In my opinion, the Black Heaven water in this hell of Avicenaraka was the one that Yunxiao sect lost back then. Is there anything wrong for me to retrieve my sect's item? What did you say? Yunxiao sect elder, do you treat us as fools? When did your sect have the Black Heaven water? Even if it had the Black Heaven water, it has been lost for hundreds of years. What has it got to do with the Black Heaven water in this mystic realm? People from other super sects in the second palace sneered coldly. Chapter 606. The Inscrutable Hearts of People 3. However, no one dared to move even though they felt that the Yunxiao sect elder was deceiving them. After all, he was an elder of Yunxiao sect. If they entered into a conflict here, people were afraid that it would result in a conflict between sects should they leave this place alive. However, everyone was unwilling to let the Yunxiao sect elder keep the Black Heaven water for himself. As everyone was forcing the Yunxiao sect elder to hand the Black Heaven water over, a black fog suddenly floated above everyone. The black fog suddenly formed into a male, who was completely wrapped in a black robe. How interesting! The black-robed man's sinister laughter echoed throughout the entire hall. Upon hearing that voice, everyone immediately looked toward that black-robed man. Who are you? A super sect warden shouted at the black-robed man angrily. The black-robed man remained silent. The pair of eyes that were only revealed looked at Yi Qingtang quietly, but looked away very quickly. Who exactly are you? The Yunxiao sect elder sized up the black-robed man. However, the black robe was wrapped around the person securely, and it was impossible to see the person's face. Who I am is not important. The black-robed man laughed apathetically. The original plan is for you all to die here. It's truly weird. I placed the ghostwood root in the Black Heaven water, and according to logic, the effect of the ghostwood root should be strengthened multiple folds. All of you should have been trapped in your mental demons, making you all kill each other. The black-robed man mumbled, seeming to be speaking to himself, yet also seeming to be telling everyone. Yi Qingtang's eyes were fixed on that black-robed man, and puzzlement filled her eyes. Although this black-robed man deliberately spoke with a soft voice, Yi Qingtang somehow felt that it was rather familiar. As the black-robed man finished his sentence, everyone was astounded. Being trapped in our mental demons was actually your doing. Who exactly are you? Why do you want to harm us? Everyone in the hall was enraged immediately. They almost died in this palace, and the main culprit was actually this black-robed man before them. Haha, who I am is actually not important. The black-robed man shook his head and laughed. You all were sinners the moment you are born. Starting this 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka was merely to use your blood to cleanse these sins in the world. Nonsense. How could someone be able to control the danger level of a mystic realm? If you don't speak the truth, I will slaughter you today. The Yunxiao sect elder shouted furiously. Ignorant. The black-robed man scoffed. I originally wanted to use the ghostwood root to kill all of you, but it seems that this plan has failed. Since that's the case, let me personally release you sinners. Afterward, the black-robed man formed a print with his palms. Boom boom. In the next second, the entire palace rocked crazily and emitted loud rumbles. Very quickly, a blood-colored light enshrouded the entire palace. An endless sea of blood condensed from the red light and surged into the hall instantly. Extermination of life formation? After noticing the situation, the expressions of the Yunxiao sect elder and other powerful figures changed drastically. The extermination of life formation was an extremely high-level and dangerous formation. In less than 15 minutes, any living beings in it would turn into blood water. This hall actually has the extermination of life formation. How can it be? For a moment, everyone in the palace was utterly frantic and could not believe it. In this case, the hell of Avicenaraka realm is simply a huge scheme. Even the supposed fiend celestial beast is also a big lie that was let out for this scheme. One of the super sect elders shouted. Chapter 607. The Extermination of Life Formation 1. Hihi, the Hell of Avicenaraka is indeed a conspiracy. However, the fiend celestial beast is not a lie. There was a fiend celestial beast that ran into the Hell of Avicenaraka a few hundred years ago. Actually, it has nothing to do with the fiend celestial beast. Ultimately, your sin stems from desire and greed. The black-robed man turned into a ball of black fog and disappeared. As the black-robed man disappeared, the palace was in total chaos. Run! The extermination of life formation is turned on. We shall open the door together. The huge door of the hall was closed, and all exits were sealed off as the black-robed man left. Everyone took out their Dharma treasures and weapons, and initiated strong attacks towards the huge door that determined their survival. However, though everyone combined their forces, the huge door remained intact. Yi Qingtang frowned. She looked at the Blood Moon Elder beside her and said, "Do you have any method to break the extermination of life formation?" The Blood Moon Elder contemplated for a while and said, "It shouldn't be a problem if I'm given enough time. However, under the current situation, before I can break the extermination of life formation, we will die here." Yi Qingtang did not say anything and took out the remaining talismans from her space ring. There were 3 talismans remained. 2 of them were from the little disciple of the Yunxiao sect master that she killed. The last one was from the drained well in the blood-colored city. Hihi, Yi Qingtang, I did not expect you to have the space transfer talisman. Suddenly, the black-robed man's deep voice came out of nowhere. The rest in the hall were busy attacking the huge door, and no one noticed the black-robed man's voice. However, Yi Qingtang was slightly shocked after hearing his words. Her disguise was considered rather successful. Even her parents might not recognize her. However, the black-robed man could see through her disguise. "May I know what you are?" Yi Qingtang scanned through her surroundings, but there was no trace of the black-robed man. There was no reply as well. It seemed that the black-robed man had left. "Holy Lady, did the black-robed man mention the space transfer talisman?" The Blood Moon Elder stared at the talisman in Yi Qingtang's hands and asked. "Yes," Yi Qingtang nodded. That was what the black-robed man referred to just now. The 2 talismans that Yi Qingtang got from the Yunxiao sect disciple were not space transfer talismans. The only one left would be the mysterious talisman that she obtained from the city. The talisman was black in color and was engraved with mysterious words. It seemed that there was really turbulence of space energy within. "Holy Lady, I did sense that there was some space energy turbulence in the black talisman. However, the black-robed man was odd. Why would he tell you that this is the space transfer talisman? I am scared that it's a conspiracy," the Blood Moon Elder said seriously. The black-robed man's intention was to let everyone here die in the hall. It seemed that the black-robed man accidentally told Yi Qingtang that she had a space transfer talisman, but it was apparent that he said it on purpose. "We can only give it a try now. Otherwise, we will die in the extermination of life formation and turn into a pool of blood." Yi Qingtang frowned heavily. They could only try the talisman, as there was no other option. Chapter 608. The Extermination of Life Formation 2. There was still hope to survive if they gave it a try. If they did not dare to gamble, death would be the only way out. The Blood Moon Elder stared at Yi Qingtang and said, "Holy Lady, you should go. The talisman should be able to send you out of the hell of Avicenaraka. Take care." Yi Qingtang was silent. The Blood Moon Elder took a glimpse at Yi Qingtang and immediately withdrew his sight. Disappointment filled his eyes. At this point in time, he had hoped that the Holy Lady would ask him to leave together. However, if he put himself in her shoe, he would leave alone as well. The space energy in the space transfer talisman was only enough to help one person escape the mystic realm. The Blood Moon Elder did not have any fantasies towards Yi Qingtang. He turned and joined the rest to attack the door of the palace. No one wanted to wait for death to come, especially the Blood Moon Elder. If he died again, he did not know how long it would take for him to revive. He did not want to die. Though the chances of breaking the door were vague, he still needed to try. However, The Blood Moon Elder felt that his left shoulder was held tightly by a warm hand while he was attacking the door. The Blood Moon Elder turned instinctively and saw a familiar face. Holy Lady. The Blood Moon Elder was stunned and could not believe who he saw. Yi Qingtang wanted to leave with him? Go. Yi Qingtang chuckled. Though the space energy turbulence in the talisman was only enough to send one person out of the hell of Avicenaraka, Yi Qingtang would not leave the Blood Moon Elder here. She needed to give it a try no matter what. Yi Qingtang held the weak lady, Ouyang Qian, in front of her, and then the black talisman was ignited. Swoosh! As the black talisman was burnt, a strange ripple surrounded Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Like a magic trick, the two of them disappeared from the hall at the next second. However, the moment before they disappeared, Yi Qingtang noticed that the Yuehua sect master, who regained his consciousness, escaped the palace the moment the extermination of life formation was turned on. The rest all became a pool of blood in the extermination of life formation and were absorbed by the ground. After a long while, Yi Qingtang heard birds tweeting beside her eyes. She opened her eyes slowly and noticed that she was in a valley together with the Blood Moon Elder. There were rivers and a stretch of mountains in front of them. It seemed that they were in a heaven-like place. Many birds were resting on the trees in front of them. And that was where the tweeting came from. We're out. Astonishment flashed through Yi Qingtang's eyes. The black-robed man did not lie to her. The talisman she obtained from the blood-colored city was indeed a space transfer talisman. Who is the black-robed man? Yi Qingtang frowned and contemplated. Yi Qingtang had the feeling that she knew the black-robed man. He seemed to be an elder from his voice. That's strange. Holy Lady, why would the black-robed man tell you the information about the space transfer talisman? If he did not say that, we would have died in the palace. Yi Qingtang was confused about the Blood Moon Elder's question as well. However, it was very fortunate that they could escape. There was no point in thinking about that anymore. Chapter 609. The Extermination of Life Formation 3. It's still the hell of Avicenaraka. We did not manage to get out. Yi Qingtang sighed softly. Though the space transfer talisman could ignore the constraints of space and send the user to all places, the space energy in Yi Qingtang's talisman was very limited. If Yi Qingtang used it alone, she would definitely be able to leave the hell of Avicenaraka. However, the power was limited when she brought the Blood Moon Elder along. As a result, they just escaped from the palace. Holy Lady, if just now you used for yourself, you should be out of the hell of Avicenaraka by now. The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang. He did not understand why Yi Qingtang would grab him at that key moment. Yi Qingtang glanced at the Blood Moon Elder and said, "You have been following me for so long and helped me in various ways. How would I leave you and escape along at the point of death and survival?" The Blood Moon Elder froze as he heard Yi Qingtang's words. He felt it was hard to believe as he looked at Yi Qingtang, who stood in front of him. He had lived for 1,000 years and had many friends. They were brothers in normal days. But when it came to the point of death or survival, everyone only cared about themselves. It was the same for him as well. If he was in Yi Qingtang's position just now, he would definitely not care about others. Leaving the place alive was the key thing. However, he did not expect that. What? Are you touched? Yi Qingtang made fun of the Blood Moon Elder as he was stunned. Holy Lady, The Blood Moon Elder did not know what to say as he looked at Yi Qingtang, who was many years younger to him. Yi Qingtang forced him to sign the contract when they first met. He followed her unwillingly, and he wanted to kill the woman to free himself all the time. However, when he identified her identity as the Blood Moon Holy Lady, he could only listen to her and obey her. Today, Yi Qingtang had the chance to escape from the hell of Avicenaraka. However, she brought him along at the last moment. Okay, I believe that you would not leave me there as well if it was you, right? Yi Qingtang chuckled as she looked at the Blood Moon Elder. Holy Lady, I definitely would not. The Blood Moon Elder's eyesight was firm at that moment. The Blood Moon Elder did not even imagine that Yi Qingtang would bring him along in the palace. However, Yi Qingtang grabbed his left shoulder and brought him out of the palace at the last moment. If not, Yi Qingtang would have escaped from the hell of Avicenaraka. If he was given another chance, he would definitely not escape alone. Yi Qingtang gestured to keep quiet before the Blood Moon Elder could say anything. Yi Qingtang paid attention to the sounds in their surroundings. There was a horrifying roar of a beast from far just now. She could vaguely hear fighting sounds as well. Let's go and take a look. Yi Qingtang frowned and waved her hands. She then walked swiftly towards the valley in front. The valley was huge without visible borders. The sounds of people and beasts could spread to far places. Yi Qingtang also could not locate the origin of the sounds she heard just now. However, it would be extremely difficult for the two of them to survive in the hell of Avicenaraka. They needed to find more members of the super sects and work with them in order to survive. There were plenty of birds and flowers in the valley. It was hard to believe that this place was the hell of Avicenaraka. However, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were more cautious at the heaven-like place in the hell of Avicenaraka. The safer a place looked like in the hell of Avicenaraka, the more dangerous it would be. Thought both of their cultivation levels had reached the martial chi level 3. That meant nothing in the hell of Avicenaraka. They might lose their lives at any moment if they were not cautious. The sounds of roars and fighting were getting closer as well. After around 15 minutes, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder arrived at the center of the valley. There was a cave full of spirit energy about a few hundred meters away. The Blessed Grotto Heaven? Yi Qingtang was slightly stunned as she saw the cave. Joy flashed across her eyes. The Blessed Grotto Heaven was a place with a huge destiny. It was rare for it to appear in a mystic realm. Holy Lady, be careful of any tricks. The Blood Moon Elder warned Yi Qingtang as she walked towards the Blessed Grotto Heaven. Yi Qingtang nodded and was fully prepared. The mystic realm in the hell of Avicenaraka was full of dangers, especially when the starting of the hell of Avicenaraka seemed to be a conspiracy. Yi Qingtang observed the Blessed Grotto Heaven outside cautiously for a long time. She was slightly relieved when she confirmed that there was no danger at this place. We shall go inside and take a look, Yi Qingtang said softly and walked inside. The Blood Moon Elder followed Yi Qingtang closely and put up his guard. Yi Qingtang frowned as she just entered the cave. There were many bones of huge demonic beasts left in the Blessed Grotto Heaven. The fragmented bones were scattered around everywhere, and they created a gloomy feel in people. Is this a living place of a certain king-level demonic beast? The Blood Moon Elder's face was full of astonishment. King-level demonic beasts usually stayed alone. Their abilities were way above those of normal demonic beasts. They had weird tracks and seldom appeared in front of humans. Even if one was lucky enough to meet one, only those who were extremely powerful were able to defeat the demonic beast. Most people died in their hands. Find authorized novels and web novel faster updates. Better experience, please click for visiting. There were numerous demonic beasts with strong fighting abilities in the hell of Avicenaraka. It was possible that there was a king-level demonic beast. It's possible. Yi Qingtang nodded. Yi Qingtang sized up the Blessed Grotto Heaven. It was a rare place with a large amount of spirit energy, so much that other places could not even be compared with it. Even the Drifting Cloud Island, which was the location for the 3-sect competition, was incomparable to the Blessed Grotto Heaven here. If she could utilize the spirit energy in the Blessed Grotto Heaven for cultivation, the results would be better than if she did it any other places. However, destinies always carried danger along. Yi Qingtang hesitated for a while and made her decision swiftly. I need to absorb the spirit energy in this cave, using the shortest possible time. You will guard the place for me. Stop me if anything happens, Yi Qingtang said towards the Blood Moon Elder immediately. She did not know when she would encounter such a destiny again. She was not willing to give up any chance to make herself stronger. The Blood Moon Elder obviously understood how precious the Blessed Grotto Heaven was. He nodded instantly and said, "Rest assured, Holy Lady." The Blood Moon Elder walked out of the cave and initiated protection skills to guard her. Chapter 611, Blessed Grotto Heaven 2. Yi Qingtang did not wait anymore. She sat down with her feet crossed and concentrated her whole Bodhi's primordial chi to link with the spirit energy in the blessed grotto heaven. The spirit energy here was very intense, and nowhere else could compare with this place. When Yi Qingtang concentrated all her primordial qi, the spirit energy in the blessed grotto heaven flooded towards her body. After around an hour, Yi Qingtang sat there stably and entered a state of meditation. She was exhaling waste breath and inhaling spirit energy. After sitting there for half a day, the Blood Moon Elder's anxious voice came into her ears. "Holy Lady!" As the Blood Moon Elder shouted, he rushed into the cave, and his face was restless. Yi Qingtang opened her eyes slowly, and a cold light sparkled through her eyes. The spirit energy in the blessed grotto heaven was almost completely absorbed by her. Her cultivation level had entered the mid-stage of the second heaven of martial qi level 3, from the peak stage of the first heaven of martial qi level 3. Her body still stored a large amount of spirit energy that she had yet digested. If she could digest all the spirit energy, Yi Qingtang was confident that her martial ability would enter the third heaven of martial qi level 3, or even higher. As Yi Qingtang finally opened her eyes, the Blood Moon Elder said in a hurry, "Holy Lady, we need to get out of this place now. I sensed an extremely strong demonic aura rushing towards here." Strong demonic aura? Yi Qingtang was slightly stunned. She scanned through the scattered bones, and she got up immediately. There was no point to stay at the blessed grotto heaven anymore, since most of the spirit energy was absorbed by her. "Go!" Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder turned and left the place without any hesitation. The moment they walked out of the blessed grotto heaven, the cave collapsed as there was no more spirit energy left to support its structure. Roar! Suddenly, a furious roar came from the direction in front. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder looked forward and saw a huge black crocodile with a black aura. It moved swiftly and reached in front of them in a few breaths of time. King-level demonic beast. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were shocked as they saw the huge black crocodile. The huge black crocodile stared at the collapsed blessed grotto heaven and roared in rage. Its eyes were as big as lanterns, and its eyesight landed on Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Just as the Blood Moon Elder had guessed earlier, the blessed grotto heaven was the living place of a king-level demonic beast. Now that all the spirit energy in the cave was absorbed by Yi Qingtang, it made the king-level demonic beast furious. Yi Qingtang then understood where the bones of demonic beasts came from in the cave. They seemed to be leftovers from the food of the huge black crocodile. Roar! The huge black crocodile roared in rage again. A horrifyingly intense demonic aura spread around. The huge black crocodile went mad and attacked Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Yi Qingtang did not intend to fight against the king-level demonic beast and fled with the Blood Moon Elder. Though Yi Qingtang's martial ability had entered the mid-stage of the second heaven of martial qi level 3, her ability was still not stabilized since she just broke through. It was not beneficial for her to engage in the fight now. Furthermore, the king-level demonic beast was strong. Even if Yi Qingtang could defeat it, she would need to pay a great price. Chapter 612, Blessed Grotto Heaven 3. Though Yi Qingtang was fast, the king-level demonic beast was not slow at all. The distance between them was only approximately 100 meters. "Holy Lady, the fighting sounds previously came from the front," the Blood Moon Elder said, and looked at Yi Qingtang. The sounds they heard were not far from them. The direction they were escaping to matched with the origin of the sounds. Yi Qingtang nodded and ran towards the front. The king-level demonic beast was still chasing closely behind. After a while, Yi Qingtang finally reached the place in front. There was a huge river in front of them. There were 10 figures beside the river. Yi Qingtang looked closely and noticed that the 10 people were from different sections. Furthermore, there was a giant tiger-shaped demonic beast on the river. The tiger-shaped demonic beast was pure white. An evil aura filled his eyes, and it looked like a huge heretic demon. "How dare clowns like you to enter the hell of Avicenaraka and find trouble with me?" The white tiger sneered, but surprisingly, it spoke human language. "A fiend celestial beast?" The Blood Moon Elder was slightly shocked after seeing the white tiger. Even Yi Qingtang also felt surprised. The fiend celestial beast could speak human language according to the legends. The aura around the white tiger was totally different from that of normal demonic beasts as well. The giant white tiger that could speak human language should be the rumored fiend celestial beast, hiding in the hell of Avicenaraka. The black-robed man said that though the hell of Avicenaraka was a conspiracy, the information on the fiend celestial beast was real. There was indeed a fiend celestial beast in the hell of Avicenaraka. Most likely, the white tiger was that fiend celestial beast. The powerful people from the super sects surrounded the white tiger. There were a few corpses lying around. How dare you not bow in respect to me when you see me? How dare you dream to domesticate me? The white tiger twitched its mouth like a human as it was under attack. Its whiskers shivered along with its movement. It raised its giant white paw and smashed down towards the crowd. Boom! A loud sound exploded, and the 10 people flew outwards under the force of the white tiger's paw. They had no way to defend themselves at all. The people all felt bitter towards the white tiger's reproach. Since when did they want to domesticate it? It was the fiend celestial beast that chased and wanted to kill them. However, everything was inverted in its mouth. I was chased by humans outside, and it took me so much effort to enter the mystic realm here. Before I could enjoy my peaceful time here, you came for me again. How dare you look down on me? The white tiger roared in rage again. This roar was able to shake the entire world. Let us leave now, and we will not disturb you anymore, one of the super sect people said and panted. His face was unpleasant as he looked at the giant white tiger. When they entered the hell of Avicenaraka, they met the fiend celestial beast by chance. They had some thoughts towards it previously. However, before they took any move, the fiend celestial beast attacked them first, and had chased them for days. Only God knew how confounded they were under the fiend celestial beast's attack. What a joke! Since you are here, don't think you can escape alive. The white tiger mocked as he sized up the crowd. Obviously, it did not want this group of people to leave alive in front of its eyes. Everyone was shocked. However, before the white tiger could say anything else, they heard the roar of a beast approaching from behind. Chapter 613. Fiend Celestial Beast. 1. What laid before them was a huge black crocodile crazily chasing after a handsome gentleman and a stunning lady. Isn't that young Miss Ouyang Qian of the Ouyang family clan from the Nine Knights dynasty? Many super sects disciples recognized Ouyang Qian, who was possessed by the Blood Moon Elder, at one eye. That demonic beast is a king-level demonic beast? After seeing the black crocodile that was chasing after 2 people, many super sects disciples were stunned. King-level demonic beasts rarely appeared in the outer world, and were usually active in the deepest areas of dangerous mountain ranges. They were extremely powerful, with their combat power being at least at the peak of the second heaven of martial chi level 3. Many king-level demonic beasts at the level of a yin-yang perfected lord existed as well. For example, the combat power of Yunxiao Sect's Sect Protector Divine Beast was as good as the early stage of a yin-yang perfected lord. There was a wide division between the martial chi realm and yin-yang perfected lord realm. The martial chi realm was divided into 3 heavens. For example, the most powerful stage at martial chi level 3 was only the 3rd heaven. However, the standards for yin-yang perfected lord realm were completely different. Yin-yang perfected lord was divided into 9 heavens, with the 1st heaven of yin-yang perfected lord being the early stage, and 9th heaven of yin-yang perfected lord as the peak. In a cultivator's journey, entering the yin-yang perfected lord realm opened a new world for the cultivators. The yin-yang perfected lord realm was divided into 9 heavens. Yin-yang perfected lord realm was also divided into yin lord and yang lord. People at the 1st to 6th heaven of yin-yang perfected lord were called a yin lord. People at the 7th to 9th heaven of yin-yang perfected lord were known as a yang lord. However, the number of yang lords on this mainland could be counted with one hand, as most were yin lords. At that instant, everyone's eyes landed on that king-level demonic beast. A murderous air lingered around its body, and one could not tell how profound its skills were. It can't be a king-level demonic beast that has reached the yin lord level, right? Everyone sized up the huge black crocodile in astonishment. A fiend celestial beast before them had been chasing after their lives for many days. And now, another king-level demonic beast appeared. Fuck you. After seeing the king-level demonic beast, the huge white tiger, that initially had a majestic presence, was enraged and scolded loudly. Everyone did not know what happened. All they saw was the white tiger leaping towards the king-level demonic beast in an instant. Holy lady, careful. The Blood Moon Elder could not help but shout, after seeing the fiend celestial beast jumping towards them. However, the white tiger completely ignored Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder, and landed on the body of the huge black crocodile. Fuck you. The white tiger met the king-level demonic beast's eyes and swore furiously. As the huge crocodile looked at the white tiger before it, it was a little confused. It seemed to have never offended this white tiger before. I've been chased after for my life by humans and demonic beasts in the outside world. I hid in this hell of Avicenaraka with much difficulty, but humans came here to kill me. Even you wish to eat my flesh and drink my blood. The white tiger shouted as it glared at the giant crocodile, which barged into his line of sight. The giant crocodile was dumbfounded by the tiger's roars. As a king-level demonic beast, its spiritual wisdom was already activated, and thus, it naturally could understand what this white tiger was saying. However, it was clearly chasing after the lives of those two humans who ruined its blessed grotto heaven. When had it ever offended this white tiger before its eyes? They had never seen each other before. When did it wish to eat the white tiger's flesh and drink its blood? Chapter 614. Fiend Celestial Beast 2. Before the king-level giant crocodile returned to its senses, the white tiger's claws waved and crashed on the king-level giant crocodile's head. Roar! The giant crocodile roared furiously. Fuck you. You're not conceding? The white tiger's sharp claws scratched several bloody cuts on the giant crocodile's head. Noticing that, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder exchanged a look. When they saw the white tiger, their hearts sank, as they thought they were going to be attacked by enemies from both the front and back. Yet unexpectedly, this fiend celestial beast actually ignored both of them, and directly jumped at the giant crocodile. The so-called fiend celestial beast could not be a fool, could it? That king-level demonic beast was clearly chasing after the two of them. What had it got to do with the fiend celestial beast? At that moment, the king-level giant crocodile's head was flowing with blood, and it retreated backward successively in shock. Its malicious eyes had a trace of fear, as it looked at the white tiger in front of it. A fiend celestial beast was the descendant of a celestial beast and a fiend beast. For a demonic beast with activated spiritual wisdom like the giant crocodile, it held a fiend celestial beast in awe and veneration by instinct. Naturally, this awe and veneration were built on the basis of their skills. If the fiend celestial beast was at its infancy and had no combat ability, that awe would not exist. If a demonic beast could consume the flesh and blood of a fiend celestial beast, there was a very high possibility that there would be a bloodline change, and this was extremely attractive to demonic beasts. As Yi Qingtang looked at the enraged fiend celestial beast, a guess formed in her heart. When this fiend celestial beast was in the outer world, it was probably frequently chased for its life by humans and demonic beasts alike, which resulted in its current persecutory delusional disorder. As long as it saw humans or demonic beasts, it would assume that they were here to kill it. You really think that I'm still an infant? Is that why you dare to be so impudent? Trash like you, how dare you think of eating me? The white tiger got angrier as he spoke. He immediately moved forward and waved its paws, causing that king-level demonic beast to retreat continuously. Roar! The giant crocodile's evil eyes were locked on the white tiger as it roared angrily. It seemed to be warning the fiend celestial beast. You are refusing to accept defeat, aren't you? Then, the white tiger inched closer again, and bit the king-level giant crocodile's neck, causing it to shake its head wildly. The defense of the giant crocodile was extremely strong, and weapons were unable to penetrate its skin. However, the white tiger's fiendish teeth pierced into the giant crocodile's skin in an instant. Blood flowed out of the king-level giant crocodile's neck, dyeing its black body into a bright red. The sight stupefied all the people present. Although one could not tell how strong the king-level demonic beast was, its combat ability was at least that of human's third heaven of martial chi level 3, and there was even a possibility that it was at half-step of yin-yang perfected lord. But such a ferocious king-level giant crocodile did not have the slightest ability to retaliate when it encountered the fiend celestial beast. Roar! The king-level giant crocodile thrashed its body around crazily and roared nonstop after being bitten on the neck by the white tiger. After struggling for a while, the giant crocodile finally escaped from the white tiger's mouth. The giant crocodile broke down internally at that instant. Its blessed grotto heaven was ruined by 2 humans, and before it could vent its anger, it met a fiend celestial beast which unknowingly beat it up. If it continued to be beaten, it did not know how much more torture it had to endure. After the giant crocodile roared at the white tiger, it finally fled from the scene helplessly. The fiend celestial beast instinctively wanted to chase after it, but after glancing at the numerous people at the scene, it abandoned the decision to chase after the king-level demonic beast. Chapter 615. Fiend Celestial Beast 3. Fuck all of you despicable and lowly humans. The white tiger towered over and looked down on everyone. What exactly do you want? A super sect figure shouted coldly. What do I want? The white tiger glanced over everyone. I want all of you to die here. Yi Qingtang looked around her surroundings. There were at least dozens of corpses nearby, which were probably all killed by this fiend celestial beast. This is an infant fiend celestial beast? Yi Qingtang's brows were slightly furrowed as she looked at this fiend celestial beast. Although it could not be compared to an adult beast, it was at least more mature than an infant one. Otherwise, that king-level giant crocodile would not have been beaten up. When have we ever chased after your life? All this while, it has been you who chased after our lives. However, in your mouth, it became us chasing after your life instead. A super sect figure gritted his teeth. He had never seen such a shameless beast. Over the past few days, they encountered this fiend celestial beast a while after entering the hell of Avicenaraka. Initially, everyone came for the fiend celestial beast, but it was too powerful, and looking at its body, it was definitely not an infant. After taking a look at it, they dropped the idea of capturing the fiend celestial beast. However, this fiend celestial beast was crazy and chased after them for days. Helpless, they could only fight the fiend celestial beast, but dozens of people died in its hands in just half a day. As a result, their combat ability was halved. How dare you despicable, lowly humans quibble? The white tiger hollered furiously and spouted black flames from its mouth. The charcoal black fiend fire was as dark as the abyss. Caught off guard, a few super sect figures were possessed by the black flame. In just a few seconds, those people turned into ashes completely. Everyone gasped at the sight. The fiend celestial beast was too powerful and frightening. The combat ability that it displayed was at least above the 4th heaven of yin-yang perfected lord. Even if everyone combined forces, they would definitely be unable to defeat it, and there was no probability of achieving victory. Looking back now, their desire of entering the mystic realm to tame the fiend celestial beast was truly ridiculous. It's fortunate that this fiend celestial beast has not grown to an adult. Otherwise, even if a hegemon-level beast is here, it would also be slain. A few super sex figures were terrified as they looked at the fiend celestial beast. It was said that once a fiend celestial beast reached its adult form, its body could extend to several miles. Other stories said that it could swallow a city with millions of people with just one bite. In ancient times, quite a number of fiend celestial beasts once did evil. Areas with millions of people were almost swallowed in one go once they met an adult fiend celestial beast. Run now! A certain super sect figure shouted loudly. Immediately, the 10 or so people dispersed and fled in all directions, unwilling to remain there to wait for death. Holy Lady, this fiend celestial beast is too strong. It's better for us to be far from it. The Blood Moon Elder told Yi Qingtang. After hearing the Blood Moon Elder's words, Yi Qingtang nodded. That was her original intention as well. If they stayed there and were targeted by the fiend celestial beast, the consequences would be dire. Yi Qingtang's very first objective of entering the mystic realm was to obtain the Black Heaven water, and she never hoped to tame the fiend celestial beast. Still wished to escape? Suddenly the white tiger jumped up. With a loud boom, the ground shattered. As the white tiger's huge body landed, it blocked the way of Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Despicable lowly humans! You all have been chasing me for so long. But now you all wish to leave without giving me an explanation? The white tiger bellowed loudly while staring at Yi Qingtang. Chapter 616, Fiend Celestial Beast 4. Despicable lowly humans. You all have been chasing me for so long, but now you all wish to leave without giving me an explanation? The white tiger bellowed loudly while staring at Yi Qingtang. In a mountain valley that stretched as far as the eye could see, a snow-white demonic tiger chased after dozens of powerful figures wildly. Before long, the demonic beast leaped and blocked the way of a male and a female. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder exchanged a look. Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed deeply as she scanned the white tiger before her while maintaining her composure. Although she had some breakthroughs, there was still a huge gap between her skills and the fiend celestial beasts. That king-level giant crocodile could not even retaliate when it encountered the fiend celestial beast, and Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were probably much weaker. At that instant, the Blood Moon Elder had an anxious expression. The fiend celestial beast did not chase after so many other super sex figures, and just had to stop him. And holy lady, despicable lowly human, don't you all want to kill me? How dare you think of escaping here now? The white tiger had a look of arrogance as its huge eyes swept a glance across Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Why? You all have the audacity to chase after my life, but don't dare to admit it. Seeing that Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were silent, it shouted angrily. When did we ever? The Blood Moon Elder wanted to explain, but was cut short by Yi Qingtang. The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang in puzzlement. Both of them had never thought of killing the fiend celestial beast. So why did Holy Lady not let him explain to the fiend celestial beast clearly? Yi Qingtang laughed coldly as she looked at the white tiger before her. Fiend celestial beast, you're right. We did come for you. After Yi Qingtang finished her sentence, the white tiger roared, seeming to be even more irascible than before. Yi Qingtang remained unmoved and flashed a smile. However, although we came for you, it's not to kill you. As a fiend celestial beast, you possess both the supreme bloodline of a fiend beast and a celestial beast. If a beast does not die young or prematurely and grows to an adult, it would be a legendary emperor-level powerful figure, and could battle an emperor-level figure as well. We happen to admire you. Thus, we came this time to tame you. Tame me? Just based on you? The fiend celestial beast scoffed. Since ancient times, demonic beasts only believed in skills. In the ancient era, Ning Tian Grand Emperor and a fiend celestial beast slew their way, hand in hand, into the 9 heavens. Even tracing back to thousands of years ago, Kuang Long Grand Emperor joined hands with a fiend celestial beast to force the intruders from the outer world away, which became a widely circulated story amongst the people. Since that's the case, why can't I stand at the peak of this world and overlook the masses together with you? Yi Qingtang talked slowly, as though the fiend celestial beast was an old friend. There was not a slight trace of fear in Yi Qingtang as she faced the fiend celestial beast. The white tiger pondered for a moment and nodded. What you said is right indeed. I've once heard my father mentioning stories about the human clan, and us, fiend celestial beasts. However, the partners of us fiend celestial beasts are supremely powerful figures. This mainland has such thin spirit energy, and is also formed from a spiritual abode. What kind of powerful figures can appear here? This mainland is formed from a spiritual abode? The casual sentence of the fiend celestial beast invoked a trace of astonishment in Yi Qingtang's eyes. However, the current Yi Qingtang did not ask any further, and only chuckled lightly. Did those supremely powerful figures stand at the tip of the world right after they were born? For example, a noble fiend celestial beast, like you also require a long time to grow into an adult. Only then would you possess extremely powerful skills. May I know if I've said anything wrong? What you said is right. I agree fully. The white tiger replied. Chapter 617. Fiend Celestial Beast 5. As the Blood Moon Elder listened to the conversation between Yi Qingtang and the Fiend Celestial Beast, a strange expression formed on his face. It's said that the spiritual wisdom of Fiend Celestial Beasts is extremely high, but could it be that the Fiend Celestial Beast before him hit its head when it was born? Holy Lady came up with such random nonsense casually, but it actually believed her. Great! The Fiend Celestial Beast shouted. I admire your honesty deeply. You're different from those useless humans who do not dare to admit their actions. How about this then? You and I will battle. If you are stronger than me, I'll spare your life. The Blood Moon Elder from aside. If Holy Lady was stronger than it, did she still need it to spare her life? Shouldn't it be Holy Lady sparing its life? Yi Qingtang pondered for a moment and suddenly laughed. There's naturally no problem for us to battle, but look. When you stopped us, those humans whose moral conduct was even worse have already fled away. What is most important now is to chase after the lives of those people. It's better for us to put in our best once there are no other people around to disturb. Otherwise, if there's an internecine outcome, wouldn't those people reap the benefits without doing anything? Then, Yi Qingtang pointed at those powerful figures who scurried away in all directions. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, the white tiger was stunned and looked at its surroundings instinctively. Indeed, as the human male before it said, the remaining people had already fled in all directions. Right. You're too right. The white tiger nodded repeatedly. All right, both of you shall stay here. Do not leave. When I've killed all of those people, I'll come back to find you all. Don't worry, we will wait for you here, and will not leave. I'm true to my words and firm in my actions, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. After Yi Qingtang said that, the white tiger looked ahead and roared angrily. All you humans with terrible moral conduct, stop right there. Then, the white tiger leaped away and chased after those dozens of super sex figures. The Blood Moon Elder stood rooted to the ground, utterly stupefied. It was bluffed away, just by a few sentences? How did this? Fiend Celestial Beast live until now. You and that Fiend Celestial Beast are truly similar. Yi Qingtang chuckled. After the Fiend Celestial Beast left, Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder and told him that. The Blood Moon Elder was shaken. Are you saying that I'm on par with this Fiend Celestial Beast's majesty, and have almost unrivaled skills? Yi Qingtang stared at him blankly. I don't know what I mean, but how this Fiend Celestial Beast was able to live up to this day is the same as how you became an elder of the Blood Moon sect 1,000 years ago. Helpless, Yi Qingtang could only explain to the Blood Moon Elder. Holy Lady, I could become a Blood Moon Elder 1,000 years ago because... However, the Blood Moon Elder did not finish his sentence, and was interrupted by Yi Qingtang. This place is not safe to stay for long. Given that Fiend Celestial Beast's skills, it will return for us in no time. Let's leave quickly. Then, without giving any chance for the Blood Moon Elder to explain himself, Yi Qingtang turned around and left. Although that Fiend Celestial Beast's brain might have some problems, it was, after all, a Fiend Celestial Beast, and its combat ability was not a joke. If they were really found by that Fiend Celestial Beast, and asked for a spar, Yi Qingtang was not so conceited to think that she could defeat the Fiend Celestial Beast. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder walked for several hours in this mountain valley, but still could not leave this place. Yi Qingtang stopped for a rest under a rock, and took the opportunity to consolidate her cultivation. Chapter 618. Fiend Celestial Beast 6. Fuck you. At that instant, a furious holler reverberated throughout. Before Yi Qingtang realized what happened, the white tiger sprinted to them. Fuck you. How dare you lie to me? The white tiger's fierce eyes glared at Yi Qingtang as it roared in fury. Seeing that the fiend celestial beast suddenly came over, the Blood Moon Elder was shocked while Yi Qingtang frowned. Although Yi Qingtang knew that the fiend celestial beast would chase after them, she never thought that this white tiger would be so speedy. Before long, a surprised expression flashed across Yi Qingtang's eyes. This white tiger seemed dumb, but it was not so in reality. Before it left, it actually placed a fiend celestial beast's aura on her body. Thus, no matter where she escaped to, she would still eventually be found by the fiend celestial beast. White tiger brother, why did you say that? Yi Qingtang laughed as she looked at the white tiger without panicking. Humph. The white tiger scoffed coldly. Earlier on, we clearly agreed that you would remain at that spot and wait for me. Why did you run away? Run away. Yi Qingtang laughed faintly and shook her head. White tiger brother, you've misunderstood me already. This place is the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka. How can I keep staying at the same spot to wait for you? Moreover, you've already left the fiend celestial beast's aura on my body. No matter where I flee to, you could still find me. Since that's the case, why must I flee then? After hearing Yi Qingtang, the white tiger was shocked. You even know about the fiend celestial beast's aura? This human male's words are not false. Before I left, I did leave the fiend celestial beast's aura on his body. Otherwise, how could I find him now? 300 years later in her previous life, Yi Qingtang became a holy venerate. Thus, her insight and experience could not be compared to those of cultivators on this mainland. Even if it was the aura left by fiend celestial beast on her body, she could distinguish it instantly. Yet still, Yi Qingtang only realized when the white tiger found them. Humph. The white tiger scoffed coldly. I don't care whether what you said is real or fake. We'll have a battle according to our agreement earlier. If you can defeat me, I'll spare your life. Yi Qingtang was deep in thought at that moment. Although her skills were not considered weak on this mainland, she could not do anything when she encountered this fiend celestial beast. Given this fiend celestial beast's skills, even a powerful figure at the level of a super sect master would not be able to defeat it. Swoosh. At that instant, without giving Yi Qingtang a chance to speak, the white tiger's body flashed and jumped at Yi Qingtang immediately. Careful, holy lady. The Blood Moon Elder shouted anxiously immediately. However, before the white tiger landed on the ground, the heart of the demon god in Yi Qingtang's heart beat powerfully. In almost the blink of an eye, the frightening demonic aura on the white tiger's body was sucked away in full amount by the heart of the demon god in Yi Qingtang's body. In the next second, the white tiger in the sky shrunk rapidly. In just the blink of an eye, it shrunk to more than 10 times its previous size. Thud! The white tiger crashed onto the ground. Currently, it was only about 2 palms large and resembled a small tiger cub that was a few months old. The sight caused Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder to be stupefied. Looking at the palm-sized tiger, they were in disbelief. Yi Qingtang could fully feel that the heart of the demon god that absorbed the fiend celestial beast's demonic powers seemed to have stronger powers. Fuck you. The white tiger looked at its shrunk body in astonishment and scolded loudly. My heart of the demon god can actually absorb the fiend celestial beast's demonic aura. Yi Qingtang was in thought. Chapter 619. Little White Tiger 1. Fellow, how dare you snatch away all the demonic aura that I absorbed in the hell of Avicenaraka? You're a shameless and lowly chap. The little white tiger glared at Yi Qingtang angrily, wishing it could tear her into pieces. If looks could kill, Yi Qingtang would probably have died millions of times. Yi Qingtang was truly surprised by the turn of events. Currently, the demonic aura on the fiend celestial beast had faded, and its body turned into its real infant form. Hence, there was nothing for Yi Qingtang to be scared of. As she looked at the little white tiger's body, she suddenly realized something. This fiend celestial beast was indeed an infant as rumored. It was, however, that this fiend celestial beast seemed to be able to absorb the demonic aura in the hell of Avicenaraka, thus causing it to grow quickly. Just based on the demonic aura it absorbed, it skipped over its infancy stage. However, after this demonic aura was sucked away by the demon god, the fiend celestial beast returned to its original size and became an infant once again. Roar! The little white tiger roared angrily. However, this roar was no longer as imposing as before, and instead seemed like a childish cry. Ha! As Yi Qingtang stared at the fiend celestial beast before her, her lips curled up slightly and formed into a devilish smile. What do you wish to do? Fuck you, the little white tiger shouted. You lowly chap. How dare you steal my demonic aura away? I finally shook away the infancy period with much difficulty. Fuck you. The white tiger panted and clenched his teeth. This appearance was a drastic contrast from before, and it seemed more adorable instead. If you curse at me again, I'll thrash your mouth, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. Thrash my mouth? The little white tiger scoffed. Fuck you, pow. As the little white tiger just spoke, it was slapped by Yi Qingtang. Fuck you. The little white tiger retreated a few steps and cursed again. Yi Qingtang walked forward and swung her palm down. Pow. Fuck you, fuck you. The little white tiger did not admit defeat, and cursed repeatedly. Pow. Pow. Yi Qingtang did not spoil it, and gave another 2 slaps. Fuck you. I'm a fiend celestial beast. Do you know what a fiend celestial beast is? The little white tiger was completely dumbfounded. It was the first time in his entire life it was slapped by a human, offspring of a celestial beast and a fiend beast, and possesses the god-fiend bloodline. This is a fiend celestial beast, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. You know it, yet you still dare to hit me. The little white tiger shouted. You cursed at me, so I hit you, Yi Qingtang said logically. Fuck you, the white tiger scolded again. Pow. Yi Qingtang waved her hand. I'll fight it out with you lowly chap. With a roar, the little white tiger immediately jumped up and darted towards Yi Qingtang. However, it crashed on Yi Qingtang's calf. Yi Qingtang was completely unhurt, while the little white tiger fell on the ground and rolled a few rounds like a fur ball before finally coming to a stop. How? Do you still want to continue? Yi Qingtang said with a smile. The little white tiger pondered for a moment and said, Forget it. I'm a man of my words. We previously agreed that I'd spare your life if you defeat me. Okay, you can get lost. Remember, don't let me see you again in the future. I'll show mercy today and spare your life. Oh. Yi Qingtang found it a little funny that she was threatened by a little baby tiger. If it was before, Yi Qingtang would be afraid of it. But currently, the little white tiger which returned to its infant form had no lethality before her. I saw that you did not put in all your might either. How about we battle again? What do you think? Yi Qingtang asked the little white tiger. Seeing that Yi Qingtang did not have any intention to leave, the little white tiger put on an act. I accept this suggestion of yours. However, I suddenly recalled that I haven't killed all of those people from earlier on. Wait here and not move. Once I've killed all of them, I'll come and find you again. Afterward, the little white tiger turned around and wanted to leave. After noticing the situation, Yi Qingtang took a step forward and stopped the little white tiger. Although this little white tiger did not have much combat power anymore, it was, after all, a fiend celestial beast. If it grew in the future, even a god fiend had to avoid it. How would Yi Qingtang let it go so easily? Move away. You're blocking my way. The little white tiger looked up at Yi Qingtang and said with a trace of childishness in its tone. Yes, I'll block your way. What do you wish to do? Yi Qingtang's eyes were full of smiles. You dare to block my way? The little white tiger scoffed. Then I'll take another route. Afterward, the little white tiger indeed passed by Yi Qingtang and strutted away. The Blood Moon Elder's lips twitched at the sight. This was completely an insult to the reputation of fiend celestial beasts. Since ancient times, millions of beings retreated away once fiend celestial beasts were out. Even those who were crowned as god fiends had to avoid the fiend celestial beasts. However, the fiend celestial beast before them completely insulted the name of fiend celestial beasts. What humiliation! What about the prior imposing manner? or the previous mighty air it had. Humiliation. Before the little white tiger could walk any further, it was grabbed by Yi Qingtang and hugged in her arms. Fuck you. Let me go, you lowly chap. The little white tiger struggled crazily with its legs in the air in Yi Qingtang's arms. If you dare to curse at me again, I'll slap your mouth. Yi Qingtang threatened. You despicable and idiotic human. I'm a fiend celestial beast. Fiend celestial beast. Even if it's an exceedingly powerful human, he also has to stay away and give way to a fiend celestial beast. Are you even clear of what a fiend celestial beast is? Aren't you afraid of me? The little white tiger shouted angrily. What you said is the case for an adult fiend celestial beast. However, you're merely an infant. Why should I be afraid of you? Yi Qingtang touched the little white tiger's red nose and smiled. Ow! Stop touching my nose. I'll fight it out with you. Then, the little white tiger slapped its 3 fingers large paws on Yi Qingtang's wrist. Are you serious? The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched a little as she looked at the little white tiger. The force of that slap was really too small. Fuck you. I still have something urgent to settle. Put me down and apologize to me. Then you can leave. Otherwise, you'll suffer the consequences. The little white tiger threatened. I wonder what the consequences are. Yi Qingtang pinched the little white tiger's little cherry nose again. Ow! The little white tiger roared childishly. I still have a hidden trump card. Oh, use it then, Yi Qingtang said. I have a kind heart, and am unwilling to slaughter. You must not force me. I'm doing this for your good. You must know how to appreciate favors. Your life should be prioritized no matter what. The little white tiger said in an earnest tone. Oh, there's no need. Just use it. If I'm killed by your hidden trump card, it's because I'm not skilled enough. It has nothing to do with you, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. Chapter 621, Little White Tiger 3. As the Blood Moon Elder looked at his holy lady talking to the fiend celestial beast, a shudder ran through him. This fiend celestial beast would probably be unable to escape from Holy Lattice hands. With such intelligence, how dare it be crowned as a fiend celestial beast? Forget it, I'm still unwilling to kill. I'll let you say then. What must I do for you to let me go? The little white tiger scoffed coldly. You're so adorable. Naturally, you should be my spirit pet. Yi Qingtang said it, as if it was a matter of course. Adorable. The little white tiger was stupefied as it shot a strange look at Yi Qingtang. You said I'm adorable? Very adorable. Yi Qingtang continued to pinch the little white tiger's nose. Ow! Don't touch my nose! The little white tiger shouted. It opened its baby mouth and pointed at its sharp small tooth. Do you know what this is? It's a fang. Even that king-level demonic beast whose body was impenetrable was pierced by my sharp fang. Aren't you afraid? So cute. Yi Qingtang stroked the little white tiger's tiny sharp tooth, and even took the opportunity to touch its small pink tongue. Fuck you. You will follow me from now on. I can provide you elixirs, and let you become an adult fiend celestial beast as quickly as possible. There's even a possibility for you to become a full-form beast. How about that? Yi Qingtang looked at the fiend celestial beast in her arms, and appealed to its emotions. After hearing Yi Qingtang, the Blood Moon Elder wanted to cry. Why was this sentence so familiar? It seemed that his holy lady once promised him something similar, and said the exact same thing. But where were his elixirs? Or his peak skills? They were all a trap. Pfft. The little white tiger looked at Yi Qingtang in disdain. You were born on this mainland. What capabilities can you have? Full form my ass. Do you know that a full-form fiend celestial beast can easily destroy ordinary perfected gods and heavenly demons? Do you think I'm a fool? You don't believe me? Yi Qingtang curled her lips. I don't. The little white tiger was very firm. Then how did your demonic aura get sucked away by me? Yi Qingtang chuckled. And how were you defeated in my hands? Yi Qingtang asked again. Fuck you. As a fiend celestial beast, you should know what this is. Yi Qingtang carried the little white tiger in one hand, while a golden flame floated in the other palm. The flame leaped in Yi Qingtang's palm, and subsequently condensed into a phoenix of flames. This Could this be ultimate origin? After feeling the aura of the golden flame in Yi Qingtang's hand, the little white tiger was a little shocked. That's right. This is the ultimate origin skill. Yi Qingtang leaned down to the little white tiger's ear and chuckled softly. Humph. So what? I am a fiend celestial beast. The little white tiger seemed to not be bought over by Yi Qingtang's act. Holy lady, this thing does not know how to appreciate your kindness, and does not have any combat ability. How about we tear it apart? The blood of a fiend celestial beast is fiend blood, and its flesh is celestial flesh. After we consume it, our skills will definitely increase a lot, the Blood Moon Elder said with a face full of smiles. After hearing the Blood Moon Elder's words, the fiend celestial beast shuddered. You all lowly humans. How dare you think of eating me? Pfft. So what if I eat you, fool? The Blood Moon Elder retorted. Seeing that the lady who spoke was so fierce and malicious, the little white tiger scoffed. I will not argue with a human lady with long hair and short insight. The Blood Moon Sect Elder stared at the little tiger. Chapter 622. Master or servant? The Blood Moon Elder glared at the little white tiger in Yi Qingtang's arms and scoffed coldly, not bothering with it anymore. How about this? I'll make a deal with you, the little white tiger said and looked at Yi Qingtang. Deal? Yi Qingtang was stupefied and smiled right after. What deal can you and I have? How about you tell me about it? You'll let me go, and I'll become even stronger in this hell of Avicenaraka. If there's a day when you return to the outer world and have difficulties, you can tell me. I'll definitely lend you a hand, the little white tiger said. After hearing the little white tiger's words, Yi Qingtang curled her lips. This fiend celestial beast really treated her as a fool. If she really went with what the little white tiger said, once it became even stronger in the hell of Avicenaraka and returned to the outside world, it would not be for repaying kindness, but for seeking revenge. Yi Qingtang smiled faintly. She was not foolish, so why would she agree to such a request from the little white tiger? How is it? Aren't you very moved by my suggestion? The little white tiger added anxiously. However, Yi Qingtang shook her head. You only have two routes currently. The first is to submit to me, and the second is to be consumed by us. You'll make your own decision as to which route you want to take. After hearing that, the little white tiger said in a childish tone, I wish to take the third route. There isn't any. Yi Qingtang grinned. Little fellow, just submit already. Crickets and ants would save their lives, much less a fiend celestial beast like you. The Blood Moon Elder echoed. The little white tiger was silent. These two people did not seem to be easy to deal with. If it did not agree today, it would probably lose its life here. Fuck you. You humans are too shameless. The little white tiger cursed loudly. It was just his luck today. If you still don't make your choice, I can only help you to choose. Yi Qingtang laughed coldly. Fuck you. I'll agree with you, is that fine? However, you must ensure my life and safety. Seeing that Yi Qingtang was about to attack, the little white tiger yielded immediately. No matter what, its life was the most important thing. If you are my spirit pet, I'll naturally protect you in the future. Yi Qingtang immediately smiled when she saw that she got her way. Good. The little white tiger nodded, as if he had just made a huge decision. Like this then. You and I will sign a master and servant contract. In the future, I am the master, and you are the servant. If anyone dares to bully you, I will rip them apart. How's that? Loyal, ain't it? The Blood Moon Elder said, fuck you. Could it be that this fiend celestial beast still did not understand the situation now? It actually wanted Holy Lady to be its servant. Yi Qingtang smiled as she shook her head. We will indeed sign a master and servant contract, but from now on, I will be the master and you the servant. Once the contract is forged, there shall be no regrets for life. After hearing that, the Blood Moon Elder was a little shocked. Holy Lattice heart seemed to be too huge. From ancient times to now, it had not been heard that there was anyone who could sign a master and servant contract with a fiend celestial beast. Given the fiend celestial beast's character, even if it was the one before them, There was no way they would agree. As expected from the Blood Moon Elder, after hearing about the master and servant contract, the little white tiger's hair stood up all over its body as it shouted angrily. Fuck you. How dare you wish to fix a master and servant contract with me? You're simply just daydreaming. I'll be the master, and you'll be the servant. That's more like it. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.